Okay.
Are you guys wearing your new Untapped Power tee or no?
Didn't get one.
Me neither.
Okay. Gotta order the 5XL.
Kind of fucked up actually. Okay, if I'm sideways like this, or is that shitty? Well, I like to block them. I don't know.
Oh, your boobs look good.
It's like underneath me. Still looks fucked.
Oh, you got some drool on the shirt too. It's pretty.
Yeah, fuck it. All right, everybody, welcome to episode I don't know of the Rip Plates podcast. Today we're gonna rip through the Worlds preview here with the boys. We got Luke and Kyle. How are you guys doing?
I'm pretty good, man. Just eating some pasta, and I'm excited for this.
No
damn.
invite on the
I got
pasta.
pasta for
Okay.
today too.
You guys all had pasta as well?
No,
Yeah.
I said what the fuck? No invite to the pasta.
Oh shit. Yeah, Kyle made pasta too. It's Pasta Monday.
Oh, nobody told me.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll upload this, tomorrow because Worlds is very soon. We're gonna do like the standard back and forth that the Red Plates podcast does. So starting with the lightest women's class, back to the men's lightest class, and all the way up to the top where the real freaks, the real strong people are. So let's start it off with the 47 kilo division. So this is a very stacked class, and now we have Heather O'Connor back at Worlds. She's nominated second. I think that's the most fun part for me.
Yeah, she hasn't been in like three or 4 years now. I think she's finally back, and it looks like she's got a really good chance to win.
hmm Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I was gonna have that last say no matter what with that big pull, and overall her training's going really well. Like her squat going super well. We'll see what she actually puts up, but I think Heather's gonna claim that title back.
Yeah, she just pulled 205 in training. It looked like pretty solid.
I
hmm
think she's been squatting over 150 as well. She's only nominated with a 145. And I
Yeah.
think she can. I think she can pull more than 205 too, for sure.
hmm
So nomination, she's only what 7, 8 kilos behind Tiff there. And Tiffany is from France, so we know that all these attempts were everything, all of it.
Well, those were probably her seconds.
Those were seconds, but they were hard. None of these were easy lifts.
Yeah.
Where I think
Well,
Heather's definitely had some room on these, if I remember.
Tiffany
yeah.
just put up a really big training total though. She did 455 in the gym.
That's what they do in France.
Let's see how they look though.
So Tiff is obviously very strong. Her ceiling super super high, but that's what it comes down to at Worlds, especially. And then with Heather having that huge pull, like you said, I think Heather can pull over 205. I think she's just gonna get it done. Um, but yeah, I bet like the house on Connor or Heather O'Connor. I don't know if that's gonna be
It's just
right.
Heather Connor, not Heather O'Connor.
I know. I've been calling her Heather O'Connor forever. Everyone always tells me, and I'm like, it's in my head. Hey, but I'm rooting for her, so that's all that really matters here.
Yeah, I think Tiff would have to put together something crazy to hold back Heather. I think like she just has such an advantage with that pole, right? Like I think she could pull like a 210 or 212. Well, I guess she can chip. Like she'd pull whatever, basically. As long as she doesn't need to pull like 500, she's probably gonna win. I think.
Yeah.
It looks like it's Tiff's bench where she's made like the progress, but you never know with the cut, obviously, right? But she's benching 110 like a couple of times here in training. So it's like 10 kilos over her best.
I think she always loses quite a bit on the cut. I'm pretty sure.
True.
Not, I don't really religiously follow the 47 kilo women, but I feel like that's usually what happens.
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
Yeah, but also don't want to completely count her out because she is like what 3 or 4 time like world champion now. So
Yeah,
she is
four time. I think back to back now.
yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Wild.
Yep.
Didn't
And
somebody
then
say something about the Australian girl was really good too?
yeah, apparently I don't have much info on her, but apparently she's really good. Like people are thinking if anything, she could not just come third, like she's nominated third, but possibly upset one of the two nominated above her.
Oh, yeah.
And then we
Playing
also
fun.
have Simone from the home country of Canada, and Simone's going to do really well too.
Yeah, I'm actually changing my pick. Simone's gonna win. No pressure at all.
Yeah, Simone is on fire. I haven't actually seen a whole lot of her training, but I just know since she's come back, she's been on fire, and her training has just been going well in general.
I haven't seen Simone in a long time,
Yeah,
like
she comes
months.
after Brent
Hiding,
sometimes.
she's hiding from us.
Yeah, I've seen her in the gym. She's working in silence, as they say.
Mhm.
Damn. Okay,
Yes.
so it might actually be over for Tiff and Heather
Potentially.
Maybe.
then.
Okay, well, I mean, I have Heather winning. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on in that class?
uh, I don't think so. Really, I agree. I think Heather's probably gonna win this.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pick Tiff just to stir the pot.
I like it.
Oh, okay. Let me take notes so that we can actually see who's right and wrong. Because usually,
Whenever you do that, it goes horrible.
I think
We
so. I
won't do
know.
the whole podium though. Let's just pick like the champ of each weight class.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. You have Tiff.
Yeah.
You have. Yep. Okay. Someone introduce the 59s.
The 59 men.
Yep.
I think I don't know a lot about these guys either, but I know Kasim Sand is coming down from 66, correct?
Yep.
yeah.
And his best total at 66 is 720,
715, I think, was what he won worlds with, but
715.
maybe I'm
He
wrong.
was
And
707.
Oh.
yeah,
I swear all three of them totaled 707, and he won on body
Mhm.
weight.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
that
think
sounds right. Yeah,
I think he had 715 in one other meet, but yeah, that's a big total. So it's really
yeah.
just to see when he cuts down, how much will he suffer, and also can he make weight and be okay? Because 59 kilos is it's a whole nother level. And Kasimsan doesn't look very short and compact. Like he's obviously not a tall dude.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Like, so the first place nomination is Antoine Garcia with 6'10" from France. Kasim Sand has done 100 kilos more than that, but he also needs to somehow weigh 59 kilos.
I think he's
So
actually down pretty close to weight, and I think he's working with that
yeah,
Kendrick guy for
I don't
nutrition.
know.
He's doing like above the world records in training, I believe, on squat, deadlift, and total. And I think he's pretty close to weight.
Well, I don't know a lot about Kasim Sand, but I remember for Sheffield, everyone was saying he's going to total like 760, and then he made weight and total like 710.
I think for him it was grip on deadlift. Like he just like couldn't like his grip kept
It
popping
was the
off.
what?
His grip on deadlift. Because he has a big deadlift, but he just like couldn't get it in comp. Like it just kept popping off.
No, his squat went down like 25 kilos, I think.
True.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it dropped a lot.
Well, his
Like he
pull
was
looks good
squatting like
here, and he's not using
280.
straps, so I think that's a good like that's a better sign than last
Maybe, yeah.
year.
I think in
Well,
Sheffield prep he was squatting like 280, and then at the meet he squatted like 255 or something.
Yeah, that
yeah.
happens.
Yeah, he did lose a lot. I remember because other people, I think, listened to our Sheffield predictions and were like, "You guys are cracked for doubting Kasim so much," um, and we were more so on the right side. But this time around, I do think I've also heard he's pretty close to weight. I do think he'll make weight. It's just about like the recomp after. I doubt he's been 59 kilos since he was probably a kid, right? So that's gonna be the thing. But because he has such a big gap, it's really just like can he win like easily? And will he be near that world record or the 95% to get to Sheffield? Like, I think that's the biggest question. Like, I do think he'll win.
Yeah,
Yeah, the world record's what, 670 ish,
I believe so, yeah.
I think.
let me look it up. But yeah, that's Sergey Fedorchenko,
I think
right?
it's
Yes.
669.
So he needs like 650 ish. Yeah, I could see him doing that.
I hope he does.
I
I hope he just
think.
keeps
Yeah.
it.
It's too bad Waskar pulled out
Yeah.
because that
Yeah, I think
actually probably would have been a good battle. I think because Waskar's around that. I think right 650 ish.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think Kasim Sam will put up, I think he can definitely do the world record total, to be honest. But, like, will he actually beat that? because of Sheffield and stuff. Who knows? Maybe he'll chip it by 0.5. Maybe that's it, really. I don't think he would go much above that, you know? Like, why would you? I'm pretty sure the whole reason for going down is to get back to Sheffield and then hopefully win Sheffield and make some good money.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Antoine Garcia's training, but I don't imagine he's going to just put 40, 50 kilos on his total.
No, as long as Kasim Sen makes weight, I feel like he's got it. I think the question is if he'll break that world record.
So, do you think
Yeah.
he will? Do you think he's capable? And then do you think he'll actually do it on the day?
I think he will, but I think he'll probably just chip it so he gives himself like the best opportunity at Sheffield.
Yep. Yeah, I think so too. Trevor, do you think so, or do you think he's not there?
I think he'll win. I kind of doubt he'll hit the world record total, though.
If you look at bro, the squat, like the world record squat in 59 right now is 240, and Kasim Sen squatting 270 in training.
Did you miss the part that I already mentioned where last prep he squatted 280 and then in the
Yeah,
meet he squatted 250?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
now we're cutting to 66.
Okay, so 30
Now
kilos
we're
off.
cutting to
Okay.
59.
So,
Yeah.
If I take
Kyle,
50 kilos off of that.
when was his 270 squat in the gym? Like it just happened?
May 1st, so not long ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's pretty
I
crazy.
can't see it on his post, like, but I remember like hearing that his body weight was like low 60s.
Hmm.
Pretty sure.
He
Then
he
how come
definitely
when he
looked.
actually weighed 66, he couldn't do that number?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I guess we'll
Valid.
find
Well,
out.
if that's true, like
Very
if he is
valid.
like, I don't know, 61 kilos right now and he's squatting 270, that's a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign is he got a lot stronger than Sheffield Prep.
I'm trying to find them.
You don't
All
buy it?
classes. 66. No, I'm not really buying it. I think he's going to win. But
One thing that's pretty crazy about the 59 class is that the bench record is in the 170s at 59. Doesn't
Yeah.
that sound crazy?
Oh, that's Sergey.
Yeah.
171.
Sergey was built and manufactured in a Russian lab to be a 59 kilo lifter.
Yeah.
It's crazy. If you haven't seen him before, look him up.
Yeah, he's squat rack height one, no? Or two.
I think it might be off the bench hooks.
Oh my God.
Actually, he's
Yeah,
not.
he's very small.
Mhm. Yeah, I haven't had a look.
Yeah, I don't think Kasim Sen's touching the bench record. I don't think he's close to that.
No.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's his plan. I think at 66 he was even far below that. But it was just like a cool fact because I'm like, how is that possible at 59?
Yeah.
I feel like that's actually unreal. But yeah, okay. So we can wrap it up there. I mean, I think Kasim San's good, and I think come Sheffield, I guess we'll see after Worlds, we'll see like come Sheffield if he'll be a threat for like winning. If he could put up near his 66 numbers, then he's in a
Yeah.
good spot.
I
Yeah,
guess
if
we
he could
all
do that
agree he's
still
probably
under,
gonna
yeah.
win, but who thinks so? Trevor doesn't think he's gonna break the world record total. I do. What do you think, Luke?
I think he can. I don't know if he'll do it. If he does it, like I don't know if he'll do it like as a decision to like, okay, let's break the record. More
Yeah.
so just like make it clear that he can. Maybe he'll chip it by 0.5 though. I think that would probably be the best way to do
Or
it.
like I guess if he could win with 95%, that would also make even more sense, I guess, because then the record just stays.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it depends on like their plan and how good he actually feels on the day. But yeah, so let's move over to the 52 kilo women. This division was taken by storm by Evie Corrigan. Um, since what Sheffield was at 23?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so where she kind of started the whole meta of cutting down a weight class and just dominating. She has been the undisputed champion, right, since then. So unless I'm wrong, but so that'll be a fun one to see. We also have a Canadian on podium, like in nominations, which is really cool. Catherine Gagne is nominated third, but she's ahead by 0.5, and that whole division, all the way to like top six, is very, very close. So it'll be a fun one to watch. Who are you guys looking forward to seeing?
Looking forward to seeing a Canadian on the podium, hopefully. But it's going to be a dog fight. Like looking at the top eight, It's really close.
Yep. Yeah, you can't really. I mean, it's like that in most classes. Like you can't miss anything, but this one, it's like you make a small jump and miss, and it's over.
Yeah, like Catherine is nominated in third with 443.5, and eighth place is 425. So within like 18 kilos, there's six of them.
Yep. Yeah, I think Catherine will be able to solidify the podium. She obviously just has to have a good day, but I think it's very, very, very possible, and that would be really good to see for Canada.
Mm-hmm. There's
Kyle,
also Marie, right? Marie Genevieve.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
in the top eight that you mentioned. She's ranked six,
Yeah,
which
she's right there in six.
yeah. So Canada is doing really good in this division. Like, we don't want anyone to have a bad day, but we have backup. We're ready.
Yeah, I want to say at nationals, like these two girls were two of the best lifters, weren't they? I think they're up
Yeah.
there.
It's been a discussion, I think, from them. I think even from like Central's time, like Centrals, Westerns, Easterns for
Yeah.
Canada. We had yeah, so they've been rivals for a while, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're on the same team. Time to take over the world.
Yeah. Same with
Pretty
New
cool. Both of
Zealand. Eh?
them.
This second place girl's also from New Zealand.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like New Zealand's been kind of on the come up for a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to
One
look up.
one thing that we have to mention is the girl from France nominated uh like last because 75 kilo total. She's actually like cutting down and she was a junior champion at a weight class above Lucas Leah or Leah Lucas. She's really, really strong. Like, hold on, let me pull up the number. So she has a 440 total at 51.8, but I guess it just wasn't a meet that you could use as a nomination.
It was
Oh,
at 52.
Yeah, I think it was 50. I think it was just under or maybe just over by like a like point 0.8.
she made
Okay.
weight 51.8.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't I guess like one that you could use as like the qualifier. I don't know what you can use. Maybe not an international or national level meet, so
Dang, so she'll be right in there for the battle for podium too.
yep.
I'm
But
looking at the Megan Lee girl. She looks really good. Back a couple months ago, she said she weighed 52.9. She squatted 182.
oh wow.
And then another time she squatted 180.
That's a massive squat.
For 52, that's nuts.
Yeah.
I think that's
400
probably
pounds
That's over the record for sure.
is way over the record, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be a very cool class to watch. And the good thing for Catherine and the rest of the girls is that with Leah's total being, or she's like nominated, so she's B group, like we still have a chance to, push above that. Team Canada does. You can pull after you know what she's done. So,
Yeah. I think it's going to be a battle between Evie and Megan as well. So there might be some missed lifts and stuff there. So the podium is going to be really tight.
yep. Yeah. Big, big takeaways. Go Team Canada. Let's do this.
66 time?
Yep. Yeah. Trevor, why don't you introduce these guys?
we all
So
agree
we
Evie's gonna
have
win that one.
what?
We all agree Evie's probably gonna win that one.
Actually, Trevor, you might think differently. The
Kind of think
Megan.
the other girl. I don't really know who she is, but she has a big squat, and I believe in it.
Okay.
I'm going with it. I'm going with Megan.
Okay, I have Evie. I almost called her Iggy. Evie. And Kyle?
Yeah, I'm picking
Easy.
Evie.
Yeah. Okay. On to the 66s. Trevor, give us a little rundown here.
So in the 66 class, we have Shell Backlund. And yeah.
I'll put
That's
Shell.
it?
We also have Avery Jackson from the U.S., who just upset Jonathan Garcia at PA Nats. It'd be pretty cool to see him. He's a strong kid.
Yeah. Avery's a freak, and he's also one of those guys. Like, I don't know how all these guys look so jacked at 66.
Yeah.
I don't think Avery, like, I've never seen him, never met him, but like, he doesn't seem as short as like Shell is and stuff. So it's pretty crazy that he's
Yeah.
so jacked.
Just
Yeah.
especially compared to like Jonathan Garcia, like on that stream. Like Avery's like
Yeah.
much more long limbed, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah. But still a friggin' jacked. Like his arm's jacked.
He pulled conventional too, right? I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he pulled 297.5 conventional at 66. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's a freak because that 720 that he's nominated with, that was over the world record before Shell, correct? Or no, it was
No, I
close.
think Coyote or Coyote or whatever his name is did 725, didn't he?
Okay.
Coyote?
So very close. Yeah, very close to it. But yeah, now it's like his breakout meet. Like he's gonna I think Avery's gonna do more than 720 at Worlds. So
Have you even
Yeah,
seen
I
his
don't I don't think his 720 was like topped out or anything, and that's
no.
I kind of remember the poll being pretty easy. It was just what he needed to win.
you guys seen his Instagram? It's called Wow Muscle Moved the Thing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
crazy.
like
You'd
a
like this guy.
couple
Look at
of
the photo. I don't know if you could see this. Is it gonna focus? It's a
No.
photo of him riding a zebra.
Oh
what?
wow.
Yeah, like edited. Like
That's good.
he's in a singlet, like riding a zebra. Like that's in a horse race.
That's really good.
Yeah, and he's doing SSB squats. I think you'd like this guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
It looks like some other gentleman evacuated this class, if I'm not wrong.
Well, I mean, Kasim went down, and then Pana is not there this year. Uh,
I don't see. Is it Kyoto or Kyoto or what's that guy's name?
Kyoto, yeah, Kyoto from Japan.
Kyoto. Yeah, yeah, from Japan. I don't see him either.
I think he's doing World Games, but I could be wrong.
He's at Truett for Worlds. That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's what Joe Jordan's doing as well.
yeah, because we got Malley's nominated in fifth now, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, he's in a good spot. The gap for the top four isn't that bad either. Like if Malley has a great meet and those guys don't, like he could maybe even get higher than that fifth place as well.
Yeah, there is like four people, like the four people just behind Malley are like really packed close though. Like the guy behind him is 2.5 keys behind, and then everyone else is like
Oh yeah.
7.5 kilos.
Yeah. Well, that Chris guy pulls 305, so he might be trying to go past Malley and past those guys, and maybe he overreaches. That's something that could happen too.
Yeah. Mally's had a pretty decent prep, I think, isn't he? I think
I
his
think
squat maybe not, but
I
I
think
just saw,
now
I
it's
think a
coming
600
together.
pound pull. It looked pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's coming together, it seems, for him.
He's yelling a lot, so I think that's a good sign.
yeah, he's getting a little more schizo every week, so he should be ready soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think Chell totals? Just wins or
I don't know. I feel like since Sheffield, like he had the big Sheffield thing, and then at Euros, like, do you guys hear he had to cut to 74 at Euros?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's wild. So I don't know. It depends how the cut is going. I haven't seen his like updates. Like I feel like leading up to Sheffield, like he was posting all the updates of how his cut was going. I haven't really seen um
Yeah.
talking about it. This most recent post he did, he's at 70 kilos body weight.
I
Yeah.
think his plan is, well, I don't really know. It's all alleged, but I think it's probably just to win this and put up a good total. And I think World Games, I think he's gonna try and go crazy mode because like I'm pretty sure I don't know if it was on our podcast or I've just heard him talk about it where he's like he's done a lot, like he's done Worlds, he's done Equipped Worlds, he's done now Sheffield, so it's like World Games and like that's not gonna come for another 4 years. I think he wants to make a
Mhm.
big run there. That's at least what I'm assuming is about to happen. So probably still a good total for him, but I just don't know if he'll go all out.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
don't think he'll be above like the 770 or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he definitely wouldn't try and go past his world record. I think that would just be silly, but he'll put up I guess he has to oh no, he's auto invited to Sheffield, so he's good. He really could just win that just by like 2.5.
Yeah.
Well, he has to hit 95. Or no, he won. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
He's in
he's
auto
auto.
here. He's in.
He's pretty much chilling here. I think obviously he wants to win, but
Yeah, so he might just cruise, but he does have to be a little careful and see what Avery's gonna do. But Chell also has the big pole, so
Yeah. And to be fair, I don't think Shell is actually a guy that like chills and takes things way too easy. Like he's definitely going to go out there and put up, I'd say like north of 750, but
Yeah.
probably just
it'd
like,
be cool to see him at World Games if he just weighs in at like 70 kilos and can do like I don't know 800. That'd be insane.
mhm. Yeah, I think that's the plan because like he can either be 74 or 83, right? And he wants to win off of, or no, he can be 66 or 74. It is, or no,
He
I
has
think
74.
it
to
could be
be
anywhere from.
74.
Let me see.
Well, he could be heavier. He could be like 83
Yeah,
because it's 74 and 83 together.
Well, maybe. Oh no, I
yeah,
think what
because he
he's
got
gonna
the spot
do.
from when he was competing at 74
Yeah.
Yeah.
at
So what
Worlds.
he's gonna do, I think, is weigh in as a light 74, so he can still be strong, and then it's off of like dots or GL
Yeah,
or what are it? Yeah, GL. So
yeah,
that's like his best shot to win because he can put up that big total without having to weigh 66, and then he could probably win.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is very early days too, because we just heard about this. But Russ potentially dropping out would also, because I think that was probably his biggest competition in that class too, right?
Well, there's Perk.
No, Perk's not going.
Oh, he's not?
No,
No.
Perk's
Why?
having a baby,
Oh, shit. Okay.
and then there's also like Jurens could do something good, and also if Ade does get the wild card, if Russ is dropping out, you know. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
but yeah, that's a pretty good overview, I think, of the 66s. Not like a really deep battle for that first position. I think we all have Shell.
Yes.
Okay, cool, cool. Okay, we can move on to the 57 kilo women. This is another good class. This class I think has the most like stipulations to it because like you got Jad Jacob who was injured, and we obviously seen at Sheffield had one of her not good days. And I think it was a lot of injury and also a lot of personal stuff that she was going through. And then also Natalie Richards is nominated sixth now, but she's also coming back from some injuries. But they both have a crazy top end. Um, and then yeah, there's like just a lot of big totals here. So who are you guys most excited to see?
I think it'd be cool to see Natalie back at full strength because she won 2023, right?
23. Yeah, I think she was best lifter overall too.
Yeah, and then I think her back was giving her a lot of problems, right?
Yeah.
And then she's just back like after a year and a half. She looks pretty good. I follow her. Her training looks pretty decent. It's hard to say if she's like fully back because she's told like 520 or something before,
Yeah.
512, 15.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
You
five
guys seen
six.
this Sarah Naldi girl though?
Yeah,
She's
she's a
doing,
beast.
yeah, she's
yeah.
doing so her best squat in a meet right now is 190 and she's tripling 195.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it over?
Yeah, that's
Right.
way over the world record that she tripled.
Is it, let me see.
Yeah, because the world record was, remember Bobby Butters was passing it back and forth at Sheffield. I forget the
Yeah.
name, but it's much lower than
It was with
195.
Jod, yeah, with Jod. Jod has it at 188. So
Yeah,
she's doing 195 for triple in the gym.
yeah.
What?
Yep. I think she cut down, right? Because she was a 63, Sarah Naldi, I believe.
Yeah, she won junior worlds in 63.
Yeah. Yeah, she looks really strong right now.
Yeah, I was looking at Jad's page, and she still hasn't posted much. I think she posted like a 205 deadlift. It looked good, but she's pulled like two into the 230s, I think. So it's kind of hard to say where she is.
I think since Sheffield, I don't know the actual date, but I'm pretty sure since Sheffield, she did like a set of five at like 207 or 205 before. So that's good. Like it indicates like her strength is high. If you guys are on her Instagram, maybe you can check the date.
This was last year you were talking about.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, like since Sheffield, she's only posted like twice.
Okay.
So she posted yesterday, 9 days out, and she pulled 205. It looks good, but she might need to pull 30 kilos more, and it's hard for me to
Yeah.
really gauge.
Yeah. Yeah. And Great Britain's in a good spot, third and fourth nominated.
Yeah, Bobby Butter's always fun to watch. She's a maniac.
Yeah, and Joy Damani's got a monster pull on her too.
Yeah. Yeah, if Jad and Natalie and Joy are all in form, their deadlift streaming wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be three girls all over 500.
Yeah, well, so Natalie just did the USA Nationals. I don't really remember how her performance looked. I don't think she like went crazy hard on it though, right?
No, I think she just kind of won. I don't think she had to go crazy.
Yeah. Do you
Well, I think
remember how
that's
the
what the
list looked?
I think that's what the 482 total was her
Yeah.
national.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to find the recap. Oh, it's just a reel. This
Yeah, I
was
was just trying to watch that. I'm like, it's too hard to watch.
yeah, it's too hard to say, but
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm picking this Serenaldi girl though. Like her training looks
yeah, that sounds scary. She's
yeah.
doing 195 for three,
Yeah.
and she's got a pretty decent pull too. She's pulling 220.
She did 212.5 for 4 in the gym.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be tough for like all the other girls with the bigger deadlift. So she also has a big deadlift. Like she'll
Yeah.
probably be in that 500 range.
Mhm. They're gonna have to pull more than like ever, like over the world record and all that. So
Yeah,
it'll be tough. And we also know, like, I mean, I would love to see like if Jod is healthy, I think she could just go attempt whatever that number is. We just have to see how she shows up on the day, right?
yeah, yeah. I kind of lean towards Sarah coming away with the win just because there's some question marks on the other girls.
Yeah. Yep, that's who I have written as my person as well. But yeah, it'd be cool to see. I would really like if Jod like was, if she's in form coming back and having like a super meet and just taking it. But yeah, my brain says go with Sarah.
Yeah, I think like the only two that in my head have like a very good chance are maybe Natalie and Jod. It's just we don't really know exactly where they're at. Like Joy also has a big pull, but like Joy might need to pull 240 something. I don't really not sure if she can do that.
Yeah. Either way, I think this will be a really fun class to watch. So stacked. And I think if either Natalie or Jod showed up like in top form and won, that would also be really cool because for both of them to be like a comeback meet.
Yeah, pretty big comeback. We all agree on that one.
Yep.
Yep.
Serenoldi, yeah. So 74s.
Yep. Sounds good. Kyle, do you want to talk a little about the 74s?
Sure. So we got Perk obviously nominated in first with 843. And then we got how do I pronounce the guy's name?
Looks like
The massive bench guy, Fungaz.
looks like Chun Chia Van.
Yeah, I know him by his like Instagram name because he benches like 220 at 74. It's insane.
Is that the guy that everybody sends in the group chat? Or is that a different guy?
No, no, that's a different guy.
Oh, okay.
This guy's coached by Sean Noriega, I believe.
Oh, okay. No, I never heard of this guy.
Yeah, but his Instagram is Funga Tumaz, but here it's Chunchia Fan, and he's nominated in second. And I think there's a pretty big gap between like those two, and then there's a bit of a tight battle for the podium. Clinton Lee, Joshua Wright, and this Leonardo guy, they're all like within 10 kilos of each other fighting for bronze medal.
Yeah, and Lon Ray,
Oh yeah,
maybe.
that's
I think
strong.
he's a little banged up though, isn't he?
Yeah, Lanray was having really good training. Like he usually would take big time periods off between meets, but then he was, very focused. Obviously, you're going to Worlds. It's like some people once in a lifetime opportunity, right? And he was training really hard, and I think Duch's body was getting mad. There's a few little issues, and it's not been a good prep. But he said him and Advil on the day. You never know.
Yeah,
I feel like
So
he's one of those guys that could also just pull it together. Like normally when he hits his like biggest squat,
yeah,
he has done like I don't know 20 kilos less in the gym or something, right?
yeah, that's the good part for him. He's not like a gym lifter that like needs this crazy big total and then he performs like around it. A lot of the time he has like these subpar preps it seems to most, right? He'll squat like 260 at the top end and then he'll squat like 285 plus. So
Yeah.
mm,
He still has a
I think
shot.
he's been making gains on the bench, right? He was saying, and then also even at Nats, he surprised himself with how much he could actually pull. So he could just like pull something out of his back pocket, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all like pain limited, but he I think he had a really good shot to fight for that podium, and I'm sure he can still do it. It just depends on how the cards fall on the day.
Yep.
About 1,600 mgs of ibuprofen and some caffeine and just fucking let it rip, bud.
Yeah,
What do you think
well,
about the battle for podium? You guys know about like Clinton Lee, Joshua Wright, these guys?
I know Joshua, right? Like I know about his training. He usually, I don't know when the last time I was on his page, but he was usually prepping on like bumper plates and stuff, but he's done really well at like Euros. I think he just faced off against Shell at Euros.
Yeah. He's jacked. Like he's jacked at 74.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
he's a monster. He's pretty good. His pull, he has a pretty good top end there, so he can pull like out of those top lifters, he has the biggest deadlift, so he can probably go after everyone and just pull what he needs.
Yep.
For Perk, what do you guys think? You think Perk's gonna go crazy mode? Is he gonna pull conventional? I don't know what his plan is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's been prepping, like he's been doing a lot of prep work conventional. I don't know if it's just, and I haven't seen much sumo from him being posted, so I don't know what the plan
I
is.
think I saw he pulled like 320.
Hmm.
Sumo, yeah, I saw that, I think. I don't think it would be that smart of him to break the world record, but maybe he will.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I think
think
because at Sheffield he didn't push it, so going into next Sheffield, he has a really good chance because it's still only 843, right?
yeah. Yeah, and I don't think anyone's gonna go push that for him, so he's pretty good. He can just
No, I don't know if any of these other guys will hit 80, right?
I think he should just play it even safer because like last Worlds, he already had to bump it up just to make sure he was like out of range of shell. But
Yeah.
this year, like I don't think anyone's gonna be as like hot on his tail, so he should
No.
yeah.
He's
I
also, or no, usually dropped out of World Games. Never mind.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I believe I heard him say that he isn't doing world games, so he might go crazy at this one. But again, that might be like, he's just gonna total like 840, which is still crazy, but it's not
Yeah.
chipping the record. That
Well,
would
even
be
if he just does 845 and beats it by a little bit, isn't going to make a big difference.
I think
yeah.
another thing is the best lifter battle too. Like he might be wanting to retain best lifter.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have to push it because Joe's going.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the thing is like, what does he care more about being best lifter at Worlds or saving that world record and trying to win Sheffield, right?
I'd rather
I
win
think
Sheffield.
Joe's gonna have to push for sure to to make sure he's got it.
Yeah. I think the 83 record is also already so high. It's like, what the fuck's another 5 kilos on there?
Well, the 83 record's 870 right now. Like if Joe has to push it to over 900,
Oh, that's true. But
yeah,
Taylor's doing NAPF, right? So regardless, that record
yeah,
is
he'll probably ruin it. Yeah,
going to be yeah, that record's
yeah,
going to be 9 or close to 9.
yeah, yeah. But that's
Yeah,
the thing is, so Austin doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean? So it just depends what he wants to do.
Yeah. He could PR total though, and it wouldn't make any difference for Sheffield. Like if he just does like 2 kilos on it, right?
Yeah, if
yeah,
he does 845 and then tries to put him
Yeah.
in a good spot for best lifter.
Yep.
yep. So
Yeah,
I
it
guess
doesn't look like there's much else going on here really. It's kind of a runaway.
yeah,
Even from second to third is 22 kilos.
yep. So you guys also have Perk winning, or is that just me?
I think he's got a good chance.
Okay. All right. Trevor, do you want to talk a little bit about the 63 kilo women here?
Where are we going? 63 kilo is Agatha's not doing 63, right?
No,
She was just
69.
she was just joking about that.
Yeah,
I
she's
think
doing
she was
69.
talking about that for something else, not this Worlds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 63s are going to be it's a little repeat of Sheffield, right? Megan
Yeah.
Scanlon, Alba, and who was the third girl that was at Sheffield?
I think it was Corolla Gara, but she's
Was
now
Gara
doing
not doing it?
she's doing
She's
69.
69.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's kind of just for the top spot. Probably Megan and Alba, right? Do you guys know much about
I think the
the
Chiara
Chiara
Bernardi girl
Bernardi?
is also looking really strong. Let me just look it up.
Is she
Yeah,
Meg Scanlon strong though?
Yeah.
Because Meg is kind of like the goat.
Yeah, like this is a gym total 557 and she has some like rep work in there, Chiara Bernardi. Just looking.
yeah. The Italians have some crazy strong women. Like it's actually it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so Chiara Bernardi's best squat in a meet's 205 and she just tripled 205.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty clean.
She did a 122 bench, but it looks like her butt kind of popped up a little bit. And then she doubled 230 on deadlift. But her best pull in a meet's 215. So yeah, I'd say she's way ahead of that 540.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that would be cool to see is like the redemption of Meg's bench, like on like an international level stage because of Sheffield.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
You
think
guys
that
see the thing though about the girl getting called, like not for heaving, but like she was kind of changing her torso position, like similar to how I feel like Alba does that like a lot. Like she'll sink in, gets the press command, and then kind of uses her like rib cage to push the bar up.
yeah.
Some girls like getting called for that at like I think it was PA age division Nats.
I think they made that rule up on the spot, didn't they?
Yeah, it was crazy, but like they were
They
saying
just
in that
decided.
post that like those lifters will now get called for that. So it'll be interesting to see if like
I don't think there was actually a rule change though. There wasn't it just they decided that day that they were doing that.
yeah, I don't know,
Is it real?
seemed crazy.
Yeah, it might have just been the one ref, but I did see the post. I didn't really look into it. I don't know if there was an actual. Was there an update, Kyle? Like, you seen a rule update, or it's
Well, I was
just
reading through the post of the coach that like was coaching the lifter, and he was saying that like he was like there was this whole thing with the jury, and I think like yeah, I'm not for sure, but I think it was like the president of PA Nats or like of Powerlifting America was like stepping in and like telling them to call her for it, and then the coach was saying like, hey, like this is the exact same bench style as like lifters like Alba and like Meg Scanlon, and they were saying yeah, like they'll get called for that from now on or something. So
oh wow,
According to him,
yeah,
is he an IPF referee going to Worlds?
I
he
don't
is. No, I'm kidding.
know.
Well, I get that would really shake things up.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to see. Um, and then yeah, that'll probably be one of the biggest news headlines of Worlds if that's a real thing, because a lot of people will be shook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, hopefully not, but I don't know. You never know with the
yeah.
IPF.
So Elba's been making really good progress, and I think she has a lot of hype behind her. Do you guys have her like as like in your top three? Do you think she has a chance to win, or are you looking more at like the Meg
I think
Scott?
she, I think she's definitely top three. But I'm a big Meg Scanlon fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking and wanting Meg to win.
Yeah. And also in the primetime session, we have Emily Zerlinden. So that's gonna be very fun. She's in on the
Emily looks
podcast.
really strong.
Yeah.
You guys are following her. She looks good.
Yep.
Actually, she could bump up into the top five pretty easy, or maybe fourth. Like fourth is 513.
Mm.
Emily's nominated with 500.
Yeah, and Emily did that back in September too.
Yeah, she's had a lot of time. Well, her
Yeah.
training to me has looked really good. Like she's
Yeah.
hitting some big numbers on squat and deadlift for reps.
100%. Yeah, and it's not a lot of like gap or ground to cover. Like 13 kilos is really nothing, especially with like it'll be almost a year for her of an off
Yeah,
season. So hopefully we can see Team Canada near that podium spot again.
yeah, that'd be sick if she get in the top five.
Yeah.
Especially with this class of women, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Get
Hey,
some
well, if
women
that
girls.
bench rule is real, then
If
she
the
could
bench
like,
roll is real, Emily might win this.
yeah. Because that is actually where the gap is coming from in those top three. Like it's mostly
Yeah,
benches.
Yeah. I don't know how legit that is though. I guess we'll see like if they're opening way lighter, just in case.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like people would have made it a bigger deal on social media, but I haven't really been like paying too
Yeah.
much attention. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be cool to find out.
I
It's
think it
because
was more so a big deal because it was like she got two whites at first, and then the guy came in, like stepped in and said, "No, that's a no lift." They overturned it, and it's like,
Oh,
why?
that's what happened? No, that's just a
Yeah,
load of shit then. That's completely garbage.
yeah,
yeah.
he was just hating from
He's
the
just hating.
stands.
Bro was mad that she
Did
bench
you,
warmed
do you
him and
guys see
went,
the
nah,
video?
nah,
Like you
nah.
could literally hear him. Like she did the lift, and as she was like pressing through, he goes, "No, no, no." He's like, yeah.
Oh my god. He's probably never even competed. One of those refs that just friggin' some people. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call for some reason.
It's the president of Powerlifting America.
I said it was from Oshawa. That's kind of gross. All right, so
Okay.
who do you guys think's gonna win?
Yeah, I got Meg.
Yeah, I have Meg, and if the bench rule is real, I'm going with Emily Zerlinden.
Me too. I'm gonna pick the Kiera Bernardi girl though, just to be a stir it up a bit. I think she looks strong, but I like Meg as well. But and her performance at PA Nats was also wild, so I think she'll be tough to beat though.
Meg she competes every 4 weeks, maxes right out, doesn't give a shit. She's got like 8 kids. She's like almost 40. She's just a beast.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I do think she'll win. She has the momentum now. Like coming off of Sheffield, like maybe like the bench confidence wasn't super high, but now she's back. She's ready to go.
Yeah, because if she catches a good bench, like has a good day, she could bench like a billion. It doesn't matter. She bench 160.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. We can move on then to the 83s.
Uh-oh.
I think this is one of the more hyped classes. I don't know about battles. I think I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this class. But we have the defending world champ Jurens Kangamu competing, and he's nominated third. You know what's actually crazy, and we didn't talk about this at all, is like the IPF has been putting out the posters of like the top two, and they just didn't put Jurens's face. Like Jurens is the defending world champion. He's not on the poster.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's just not
Yeah,
on the poster.
That's terrible. Has that even done open worlds before?
No.
So they
no,
just fucked Jurens?
Well,
I think
either
they
has
literally,
Joe.
at least they're keeping it consistent. I think they're literally just doing like the top two nominated totals. But it's
That's
Yeah.
just crazy because like Jurgens is defending world champ, and I think they did that to Gustav as well.
Yeah,
Like
they
I think
did
they
a good
put
stuff.
only Keiko and Emil on the 93 one.
that's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
kind of it is crazy because like it's a podium of three people. It's like why not just have three like faces? It's not that much harder to do, but
The editing budget wasn't good enough, I guess.
well, the posters actually look good. It's just like damn. So endurance has been, I think, catching like little strays or just jokes maybe, but about being like the old man and like how these guys are both very young, Ade and
Yeah.
Joe. So
Yeah, I think it's just crazy they don't have him on there as the reigning world champ. Can you imagine if they did a Bob Matthews one? They did a 120 class and he didn't get to be in it.
you'd be pissed, dude. Well, yeah, it's actually cool to see that even 4 and 5 we have Tim Monagati in, and I think Tim has been pretty hurt for a while. I don't know exactly how his training has been going, but it's good that he's gonna show up, and it seems like it's going better. He looks more healthy.
I haven't looked at old Timmy in a while. Or is it here, Tim Mangati?
I've been seeing some posts from him, but it's hard to tell if he's back in top form.
Yeah. Well,
May
you know it's pretty.
4th, he scored a 300. And it looked pretty hard, but not crazy.
Because what did he do for his 845 total? I think he scored 310, right?
310, 185, 350.
Yeah.
And then it was like right after that, he hurt his back, right?
Yeah,
I
it's going
think.
into Sheffield.
Oh, yeah. But I remember the 845 was like a pretty comfy total.
Yeah, I think it was just the bench that was hard.
Yeah. No, I just watched the bench and it was very easy, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Oh. Ugh.
No, he's in the deadlift. Deadlift was pretty hard.
Okay. I
But
was.
I think regardless, this is just an absolute blowout.
So, what do you think? I mean, hold on. Let's just go back a second because last episode that we talked about Joe, you said he's a scrub and he's coming 10th. And now what?
No, I never said he was a scrub. I said he probably maybe won't hit 900. But
Yeah,
then he did hit 900. And Ade's got what, 860 on there?
he's
And
sixteen.
I know you guys love Ade, but do you think he can pull 420?
No, I think
I don't think he'll
Ade's
need to.
subtotal will go up.
Yeah.
That's what you said last time. It went down.
Yeah, but that happens. Remember when it happened to Russ, and then you started loving him again?
Yeah.
And start calling
So
King
we're
Russ and
loving
shit.
Ade. It's our time to love
I
Ade.
think Ade can do good. I if Joe rolls in strong enough to do 900, nobody's touching him.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
I don't think it's out of the question that Attic could do 9 or like damn near close it, to be honest. Like
I think it's pretty out of the question.
okay, let me do some math. I think this is actually I think people are very on like either side. I think it's a hot topic. Like a lot of people just completely doubt that idea, and some people are very high on that
I
idea.
think
But
Ade could do 880, maybe 885. More than 900 though? I don't think so.
the thing is, like, he's gonna load whatever he needs to win for sure. And like, if you saw the way that like the 380 like came up off the floor, he was
I
literally
saw
at
it, but he's one
lockout.
of those pullers. That's what happens. That's what he
Yeah, it's
does.
just a
That's what it
gamble.
looks
But that's
like,
the thing
right?
is he's gonna load it. So it's like, what do you think
Yeah,
the
he's gonna
result?
load it, but
Yeah,
so is Ina. Ina's gonna load fucking
yeah,
520.
but Nina's gonna need like actually 420.
Is Ina here in the 83s? Yeah,
yeah,
there he
Yeah,
is. No, he's gonna need more because like his best total
or
is
40.
807 with a 367 pull, so he's gonna need to pull like 470.
Yeah. Ian's training actually looks good. Like he's made like significant progress for sure, but he's just not like near the ballpark park of
I
now.
thought I swore he was going up. No,
he was, and then I think he said never mind, and then now he's going back. And then I seen in a comment section like he's talking about he's gonna pull whatever, and Joe's like, get ready to load 430.
so I've seen you've been on your calculator there for about a minute, and I haven't heard any numbers that equal 900 yet, Luke.
No, I'm looking at his Instagram. So I was gonna say, so Ade totaled 852 on triples. So if we do the math, we got what 315, 197, and 385. Is that nine?
I think he has to squat like 320, but I think he could potentially, yeah. If he's
320.
gonna beat Joe, I think he's gonna have to squat like 320.
That is even more than that.
What? Squat more?
Yep.
No, he'd have to go like 320,
So
200.
320, 200, 380 is 900.
Yeah. And if Joe comes in like even a little bit stronger, which I think he's talking about,
So all three of those numbers, I don't really think he could hit, let alone doing all three of them in the same day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like maybe he can squat 320, but then maybe he doesn't pull 380.
Do you guys think Joe does hit 900? Because he also like at Worlds and whatnot.
It's so
He's gonna have to because Addy's gonna pull after, so he
yeah.
does have to hit something pretty good.
Yeah.
It's actually a bad, yeah, because Ade is a lot stronger, I think, than a lot of like his nominated at least shows. It
Yeah,
is a crazy situation for Joe because you're coming in, you're gonna have to hit like one of the best dots of all time to secure the chance that you can or secure the win. So you have two guys that will pull 500, and
Yeah.
then I mean Joe can pull a lot too, but like then going into Sheffield, it's like damn,
Yeah.
like
Well, that's the thing
yeah,
I think is wild is Joe pulls 377 and he still has to wait and see. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's not
yeah,
even the last puller. That's wild.
yeah. I think Addy can come in like 880 something if he has a good day. So
yeah.
Joe does need to be on the gas for sure. He needs to put up a subtotal and just kind of see where it lands. Right? Like if Ade goes 4 for 6, then Joe knows, right? If he's 6 for 6, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to pull probably 370 something just to be
Yeah.
safe.
Okay, and what about Jurgens? What do you guys think about Jurgens?
I think he's probably pretty safe there in third place. I don't know. I can't really see him getting real close to 900. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah. Well, so he kind of did something similar to like when Russ had his bad bench day or his bench was really low, and then he like started like doing that for reps because like Jurgens is now like tripling just under his comp best on bench, so he's making up ground there.
Mm,
Squat, he's been strong enough to squat way more than like what his nominated is, like 312, 315. Like he's a lot
yeah.
stronger than that. And then the pull, like he probably pull 8, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he'll what that even equals.
I
But he's
think with
definitely.
Jurgens though, when he does get down like grinds out of the squat, his deadlift kind of tanks, isn't it?
I don't think he's actually successfully grinded because that he's like failed some squats, and then I'm sure he's still pulled. Well, I don't know. Like this is all in my head, but he doesn't really even grind squats. He usually like does something different on the third squat, like tempos it a bit more, and then just like outright fails a big squat.
Mm,
Yeah, I think that failing the squat is definitely what affects his deadlift.
yeah,
Like really consistent in that like 350 plus like pull range now, but I think if he goes in and grinds or fails a squat, that'll also, nerf him.
yeah. I think he can put some kilos on his nominated, but I
Yeah,
can't.
here.
I
Burns
don't
could do
know
like
if I
probably
can see him hitting.
870, it's 870, 880 as well. But I think if Joe
Yeah,
and Adi are gonna be like close to 9, it'll be tough.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I think Jones could put up 880.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really, really good day.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
probably, I think for me, realistically, it would be like 865, 870.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast things turn in a year. Like Jones is still gonna do something crazy, but he would be like way over
Yeah.
the world record like from that time.
Yeah. Well, the 83s, like it was stuck at like 830, 840 for so long, and then it just exploded. And now
Mm.
830 is like it's a really good total, but it's not even top five, is it?
It'll be
Uh,
like top 5. Yeah.
but not like
Yeah, I guess so. But
worldwide.
that's with like
Yeah.
how many guys in the states are also all now doing 860,
Yeah.
870
Yeah.
as well, right?
Yeah.
Like if you looked at like just the world rankings of where 830 would put you, it wouldn't be that high.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. Yep. And then
We
I
also
think
we have calf in here too, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say his training actually looks really good too.
Yeah, it
Like
does. The
he'll
squat
probably hit
looks
our
nuts.
total. Yeah.
Yeah, the squat looks really good. And I think the last bench he did was pretty easy. So he'll probably actually bench 4, which will be cool.
Yeah, he could probably punch with a pretty good total PR. Maybe like 815 or something. 'Cause even the 797 is only a 327 pull, which is pretty easy work for him.
Mm.
Like he's
Yeah,
a
because
three.
his squat kind of blew up last meet, right? And I think it looks even better this prep. But his best
Yeah.
pull in a meet, I think, is like 340. So if he just puts that all like if he
Yeah.
gets big squat PR, bench PR, and does his best pull like around
Yeah,
340.
it could maybe be like 820,
Yeah.
something like that. That would bump him up like top five. Yeah, he could maybe play the game with Ina, pull ahead of Ina, and then Ina's probably gonna miss.
Ina
Yeah.
will pull like Ina won't be concerned, especially about 5th or 4th. Like he's
No,
looking
yeah.
at the win.
Because didn't Ina also skip his second pull? Didn't he? Like he just did his opening deadlift, skipped the second, and then Doku does his third.
Yeah,
If
I
he
think
does
so.
that, Calf could definitely slide into top 5.
Oh, I just noticed there's Carl Johansson too, right? He won 74 2 years ago, and now he's 83.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Has he done much at 83, or just one
No,
meet?
I don't think he's been healthy. He's been really hurt for a while.
Okay.
But that nominated total, I think he'll beat that. I don't know how great his training has been though.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
Yeah, so
looking alive.
there's a good chance for Calf then to get in the top five maybe,
Yeah.
unless Ina puts up a ridiculous subtotal PR and with one deadlift has something crazy. But
Mhm. Yep. Okay. Oh, so let's just wrap this up here. So Trevor, you got Joe winning. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I think I gotta go Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be
I
crazy
think
to
Adi could do it, but I think it'd be like an upset.
Joe would have to screw up, I think.
yeah.
I
Joe
don't
would have,
think Joe would have to screw up. Like I think Ade could potentially hit it. Like no matter what, like unless Joe does something ridiculous like 9-10, then it's like out of the question. But I think Ade could potentially do it. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think Ade is a freak. Ade, I think his top end is just gonna keep rising too. So him and Joe are gonna have some crazy battles. But yeah, I gotta put Joe. Like you can't. The guy just put up 900, so it'd be crazy to not pick him. But for those of you who don't think Ada is good or that good, I think he is. So we'll see. And then I do have Jurgens in third. I don't think Jurgens will lose his spot, and Jurgens is going to pull before a lot of the people solidify a really good total.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
But yeah, the IPF. How dare you guys not put Jurgens on that poster? That's crazy. But okay, so we can move over to the 69 kilo women's class. This class has Agatha, so it's probably the most drastic like nominated gaps, especially in like the middleweight kind of classes. Agatha's nominated at 628, and Agatha's training is always looking ridiculous. So, I mean, Agatha's a clear favorite, but we also have Celine Crum from the States and Carola Gara nominated third and second. And so those are also some really big names. And yeah, so who are you guys looking at? Besides, like, we already know Agatha.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's Celine's first Worlds, right? Celine the Machine.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that'll be cool to see how she does. I know Carola Gara is also freaky strong. Um,
It's nuts because Gara is probably one of the like best female lifters ever, and Agatha has like a 40 kilo gap here
yeah, like
Yeah.
50.
or 50 kilo gap. It's
Yeah.
insane. It
Yeah,
doesn't even make sense.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, Corolla is really good. She's so well rounded too. Like it really is like if Agatha's name wasn't there, you'd be like, oh my God, like this freak like of Corolla's like numbers all so good. But yeah, Agatha is just different. And Agatha's squat looks like it's going very well too, which has like been her like weaker lift.
Yeah, it's the one lift that she's not absolute god on, and
Yeah,
it's still really good.
yeah. Yeah, it's still like she'll still probably get or be close to getting like podium on squat even on her
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah.
Corolla hasn't really posted anything in a long time. She posted a 225 squat, like this is like way back in February, but it says 225 before the injury, so maybe she got hurt.
Mm. Yeah, I don't really know about like her injury or anything.
She posts in English.
No, but it
Kyle
just says
can
before the injury in English here, but that's about it. And they
Kyle
haven't
can
sent
read
any training
Italian.
numbers. What?
I said Kyle can read Italian.
I just sent it to Lapo and get him to translate.
Yeah, we were there for 3 weeks. We now can read and speak Italian. So
Italy has a pretty crazy like lineup there though in the 57, 63, and 69. Because they were all in the same weight class, and I think they finally split apart. Now
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Leah retired, right?
she's coming back, I think now.
What?
Like I don't think it was a real retirement. I think she said taking a break. Kind of like Keiko.
Oh, I thought she made a big retirement post, didn't she?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't read it right.
She was
I think
kidding.
yeah, I think she just needed like a good break, like a good bit
Oh,
of time away from competing.
okay.
Yeah. Well,
But
she was like
she's not doing worlds though.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
So she is retired for this year. Um, but yeah, Celine Crum's gonna be really cool to watch on the world stage. I love how Celine lifts. It's like very gritty. Like
Yeah, her deadlifts are nuts. Like
yeah.
she looks so not well built to deadlift and just grinds like a
Mhm.
monster. It's crazy.
Even her squat too. It's not like she's like super like leverage or it looks super smooth.
No.
It's just like pure strength.
Yeah,
Like
just brute strength.
yeah, yeah. She's an actual animal.
Especially like for a smaller girl too. Like you don't see that a ton.
And like again, like you can I don't really know anyone's height like that, but she doesn't look like she's like very short.
No, yeah.
So
Yeah, she's
it's
not short and stocky.
yeah, she's kind of like lankier and so strong, like just like brute force, like ridiculous. So I'm excited to watch her go. And then I guess like you said, Kyle, like what you read in Italian about Corolla being injured potentially. So
That
that
was a
could be
while ago though, also. She
okay.
could have had a lot of pasta since then and it'd be fine.
And
Yeah,
gelato.
Corolla's a gamer. Like she's a vet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll be fine. She'll take some ibuprofen and she'll forget all about it.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
would be cool to see though if Celine and Kroll are close, get a little battle there, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
Well, it
guys think
depends.
Agatha totals? Because she doesn't give a shit about the world records. But she'll just
Uh,
change weight classes.
okay. Let me do math.
I think I swear she's doing Sheffield again at 69 though, no?
I think 63 or 84. I don't know. I think she's gonna put up something stupid and try and beat Amanda.
Yeah, she might be able to do 640.
Yeah, I think she definitely can.
What is Amanda's best total again?
Like 648.
Yeah, I think she'll put up that 640 range. It just depends on her motive. Like, I don't recall what class she was going to be doing at Sheffield. I did listen to that podcast that she did talking about it, but I just forgotten. But I don't even think she cares. That's the thing. Like, she could just
No.
go break the record and then be ready to break it by 50 again in in just a little bit longer.
Well, she wants to do 63. She owns 69. She has the 76, and she's almost winning 84 at 69. That's four weight classes.
Yeah. Well, she made I think she was on a podcast or something like that. And she said like hitting the world records just don't even really excite her anymore. Can you imagine what a flex it is to say that?
Yeah. She just
That's
doesn't
good.
care.
It would be such a huge moment for everyone else, like world record attempt, no matter what lift. She's like, I don't care.
Whatever.
I think she's talking about one of her next goals is trying to be the first 10 times body weight total, right? As a female.
Yeah, well, she'll do that. If she does 63, she'll do that for sure. Yeah.
Not for sure. I think that's still wild if you think
I
about it.
think, yeah, but I just think Agatha can like do it. Like,
Yeah.
not that it's not it's a massive accomplishment, but like,
Yeah.
I don't think losing like the kilos from 69 to 63 would really crush her. Maybe her squat would regress a little or just stay the same, but I don't know.
All right. Should
But
we
You,
move on
you
to
guys think the podium is how it is, basically? How it's written there?
yeah.
yeah, I'd say so. There might be
Yeah.
a toss up between Celine and Kroll if Kroll is not
As long as Gar's not
form.
dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty
Okay.
much the Agatha Sicko show.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward then.
Yeah. We could probably just skip over the 93s, eh? There's not much there.
What?
Don't make Kyle cry, bro. No.
I think
Actually,
that's for
93.
the men's classes, it's the tightest, isn't it?
Yeah.
well, Carlos isn't there, so we could just skip it. I don't really care.
Oh, no, yeah, skip it.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. There's no Carlos?
No.
That's not even worth watching.
Yeah, weren't we talking about that? We were talking about that with Kwaku, I think, right? Because he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I think when I do post the Kwaku pod, that'll be the little teaser clip, just talking about Carlos and talking like Kwaku talking about his deadlift or something. But
Yeah.
it is funny because we were like, we kind of all just realized at the same time, like, where is he?
Yeah, because
Where
he
is
was
that
popping
man?
off. Like he was getting up there. Like he's like top five, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did like 875 or something.
Yeah.
yeah, he would have been nominated probably, yeah, fourth or fifth here.
Yeah.
And he was getting sponsored by KFC. Like all this stuff was going on for
That
him.
was nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, between him and Teamer, like those were my two favorite lifters there for a while, but I haven't heard from Carlos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we could ask Nick Manders. I think he knows. He'll probably know what's going
Yeah.
on.
Will
He loves
Carlos?
him. Yeah, he loves Carlos.
Somebody add Nick to this right now.
Okay, so for the 93s, I think this will be the most like nail biting class to watch where it's like it could go either way for sure. I'm interested to hear what you guys think, but the nominations go Keiko, Emil, and then Gustav. The totals are separated by like six or no, 3.5 kilos,
Yeah.
4 kilos. So it's gonna be super tight. Um, yeah. Okay. So why don't you take it away, Kyle? Let us know what you think, and then we'll go from there.
I think I can't bet against Keiko again because I did it at nationals and then he just came through. The only thing I will say is I mentioned this on the other podcasts is like his training doesn't look as good as it did like leading into Nats, but I think he just probably needed a second to kind of rebound.
Yeah.
I think he's just so consistent, battle tested. Like he looked like he had more room in the deadlift on at PA Nats. So like I think if he needs to, like he could have like a 925 9:30 or something like that, and I think that'll be hard to beat. And just because he has that bench, that's a weapon. He's gonna be like out ahead of the other two. I think Gustav and Emil both look super strong too. I think Gustav is a bit of a wild card because of the coaching change. Depends how he comes in, how peaked he is, but and Emil looks really good too. So I think it's a toss up, but I feel like I have to go with Keiko this time.
Yep, that makes sense. It would be bad if you bet against Keiko again because he had
Yeah.
to shut you up there when you doubted him.
Yeah.
Like, you picked Gavin over me, Kyle. But okay, yeah. So I think everything you're saying there makes a lot of sense. Let's hear what Trevor has to say about these three.
So previously I was a big Emil Krastev guy. I said he was going to fucking put it all on black and win, and he did. But I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think it's going to be Gustav because he's going to be some pissed off from Sheffield.
Gustav's gonna
And
stare into that live stream camera after his opener.
yeah, Gustav is just blacking out for 3 hours at Worlds and totaling a billion.
Yeah.
I think
I think
Keiko's very
Gustav looked
strong. The
I
thing
think
that
Gustav looked super strong, like when he did that 330 squat or whatever. But I don't know if have you been watching his lifting the past couple weeks?
I don't care.
Okay.
He's winning.
Well, I think the way that Gustav is running his training, or not Gustav, sorry. Oh no, no, yeah, sorry, I'm all over the place. Gustav, he's coached by Joe Game Day now, and I think it's pretty similar to like what they do with Perk in terms of how like they go about their training blocks. I think that was like the big expression of strength, and now it's just like ramp into the meat. So that's one thing to consider is that like, maybe this week, I think he just had his big squat session. I don't think he posted it. He probably looks good, and next week is go time. So he probably did all of his heaviest lifts like that. What was it, 335? Kyle, was that the squat that you were talking about?
Squatted at 330 like a bit ago, and yeah, it looked like he
Yeah.
had like a good amount more. I
Yeah.
feel like for him to do
Yeah.
that in the gym is pretty big.
Yeah, I think he did like what? That was 330 and then 222 or 220. What was that one?
Yeah, 222, and then I don't know what he pulled. I don't know if he did like a big top end deadlift single yet.
I think he did like some pause like at 320 or 325, which is big for him and the way that he pulls. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's gonna do well. I think, like you said, it is kind of a dice roll because he's never prepped with Joe, but they did get some good strength expression in the gym, so they don't really have to change a whole lot. Because if he can just feel a bit better than that day, he's like near a 340 squat. So yeah,
I think the only thing with Keiko is he just competed, and it was a war. Like this was a super meet for Keiko. Like, this was 25 kilo total PR, and it was only like 11 weeks out. Where
yeah.
these other guys, like Gustav's, just been in a basement somewhere banging weights for like 6 months now.
In a basement. He's in like the nicest gym in all of Sweden.
That's just
Yeah.
what he shows us.
Yeah, true.
He's doing Gustav's doing fucking 2 a days in a dungeon after that.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree with
he.
you. I think Gustav could have like a crazy top end, but I think he's just a bit of a wild card.
Nope.
And Keiko never misses.
There's nothing wild about it.
So I agree with both of you. I think again, like it's so tight, it's like anything can happen and we could all be wrong. Very likely. But Keiko does not miss, which is very true. And Emil, one thing that we didn't talk about for Emil is like how crazy his like everything is right now. He's like deadlifting over 320. I think he's doing 3 deadlift days. And if I'm not mistaken, at least on two, but I think three of them he's pulling over 320, which is just I don't even know how he's alive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's obviously looking for some crazy peak in strength, and I don't know. You can't count him out. Like what
Because
he
he's
did.
scared of Gustav.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Emil's. What was it? What did you say in the Sheffield preview about Emil? It's like he's gonna put it all in black. Was that what you said?
Yeah, he's gonna roll dice, put it all in black, and do something stupid. And he did. Because he's one of those lifters where like he can be really good or he can go 5 for 9. Right?
He is pretty consistent though. Like I'm pretty sure Emil's been on the podium at Worlds for the past like 3 or 4 years. Like he's always
Yeah.
been like on the podium.
That's because
So
Carlos let him.
yeah, he's got a chip on his shoulder too. I think Emil could pull something pretty sick, but also like we all saw like the pull at Sheffield was like really close. So it could be
Yeah.
something like that again.
I think if they were all coming in equal, like say Keiko had done Sheffield as well, I would probably say that Keiko would win, but that's just a tight turnaround. Like, Keiko's no spring chicken, right?
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm not like crazy high on Keiko. But we might be doing like what Kyle did at Sheffield or like at PA Nats, then we're just like, damn. But before we pick our finals, then let's just say, do you guys see this being a 10 times body weight total for the win, or do you think it'll be under?
I think under.
Think under?
I think close though. Like I think it'll be in the 920s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're gonna weigh in at 92 something,
Oh yeah, I guess. Okay, let's
right?
see. Is
So
it
Yeah.
930 or no?
probably not.
Okay. Do you think that they're all strong enough to do that though, or no?
Maybe if they weren't all at Worlds,
Yeah.
like at a nationals kind of deal
They're
where
just
they can just
battling out. Yeah.
fucking do whatever. Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that I think is important to think about too. Like if it's a really close battle and everyone's being like a little bit on like the safer end, not putting it all on black, like that's where Keiko can thrive because Keiko just really doesn't miss. And but
Yeah, I don't think
I
Gustav really misses either, though, does he? Like
no
he's usually really consistent.
no. Okay, well I'll give my pick, and then we can talk because we also have our boy Kwaku who's nominated fifth. But so I have Gustav winning. Um, I think Gustav can for sure strength wise do 930, and I think it'll just be like he can pull a lot too. He has something to prove with that deadlift because of what happened at Sheffield. I just think Gustav will win. Um, yeah, but I think it'll be like 926 to 930 for the win.
Yeah, I
So
think Gustav as well, and same kind of thing. It's going to be mid 920s. I think like Keiko will probably go 9 for 9, but I think Gustav will just pull after win.
well, the thing is that Keiko could also, if he shows up like PA Nats, Keiko can pull eight. So it's like, but
I
I
think
think
Yeah,
Gustav
Gustav.
could have pulled more at Sheffield though. I think
yeah,
he could
Gustav
have
could
pulled
have
like
pulled more too. That's
370.
the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think Gustav. Well, they're all just gonna load like Gustav and Emil are gonna load something crazy. I do think they could both pull through 70, but I think more of my money's on Gustav. So I have like Gustav, then Keiko, then Emil, and Emil's total might drop like by a good amount just because of the miss deadlift.
Yep. I'm gonna
yeah,
go with Keiko. I'm a little bit worried. Like the only thing is his squat like hasn't looked amazing in training, but I think if he shows up in peak form, I gotta go with Keiko. Can't bet against him again.
yeah.
Who do you have in second then?
It's tough. Honestly, it'll probably depend who pulls heavier on the second, Gustav or Emil. I feel like I don't
So do
Yeah,
know.
you
that's
think
true.
they'll both miss then? Like they're both gonna pull a miss.
I think yeah, because I think they both pull a little bit more than Keiko, right? So
Yeah.
they'll both obviously load it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. That's tough.
I think Emil will pull heavier on his second than Gustav will, but.
Yeah, so maybe Keiko,
So in your scenario, I think it'd be
Emil, and then Gustav.
yeah. What about you, Trevor?
Already went.
Oh, would you say the order? Like who's second, third? Sorry.
Oh, Keiko second, Emil third.
Oh, okay, cool. So we're
I
the
think
same.
Kwaku's going to load 400 and come fourth.
Yeah, yeah. There is a pretty big gap between Keiko and or Kwaku, sorry, and fourth place. But
Christian's training actually looks really good too. If you guys know who
is
that
it?
is, the guy from Great
Yeah.
Britain, I think he could actually probably total 900. Like what's his best squat in meet right now is 313. He squatted 325 in the gym as like a fatigue single after doubling 310.
Oh wow. It
Yeah,
was depth.
yeah, like he looks good, and he just benched 210, which was like close. But what's his best meet bench?
207. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think he could pull eight. I think Christian could potentially do nine. So if one of them, I don't know if he could crack top three. I think one of them would have to screw up really bad. But
Yeah. That would be pretty crazy if those three weren't the podium.
yeah,
But yeah, Kwaku.
Kwaku's pretty safe top five, or like do you think guys are 20 behind? Kwaku's probably the ICs.
Kwaku told us that the French guy, I believe it was, is actually stronger than his nominated total because I think he did like one of those French silent worker meets or one of those ones. and then he put up a big total apparently, or I made this all up in my head. Kyle, do you remember what
Yeah, I was
Quaker?
just gonna see if I could find his Instagram. I remember him saying the guy from France was stronger than his nominated.
Yeah. Oh, and if you guys are listening to this, the Quaku pod will be released like I don't know, like a few days after this. We'll put it out before Worlds as well, and then you guys can listen to Quaku's takes as well because he talked a good amount about the 93 battle. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, okay. So we all are you're putting that guy up, Kyle. So just let us know if you
I can't
find.
find his Instagram, so but he's
Okay,
also French, so
okay. So it's over. Okay. So now we can move on to the 76 kilo women's class. This is a really good class as well. Like it's, I mean, everyone is. It's Worlds, but we have Carlina Tongatea, who is nominated in first, and then we have Crandon Warf. How do you pronounce her last name? Warford in second, and those are the two biggest totals by a good gap. Carlina's a beast. Carlina has been what year did she hit that record? 2022 to get invited to 2023 Sheffield, like, and then since then she's been one of the best 76s. So she's really well rounded too. The one thing I would say is that Cranon is very strong and making a lot of gains. So it could be closer than people think. But Kyle, what do you think since you've kind of seen maybe a little bit of their training?
yeah, I think Carlina's a beast, but I think Cranon also has like a much faster rate of progression right now. I don't know if she could quite catch Carlina. I don't know if it's that close, but I'm just trying to see.
Well, Cranon just did US Nats, same with everyone else. I don't recall. I did watch in passing that session. I just don't recall how easy everything was. I do know that she can bench. I think she can bench more than what she has nominated there, and that she can pull pretty crazy. So,
Didn't Cranon hurt her adductor or something?
well, she was claiming,
Oh,
I think, on Instagram that her hip was in really tough shape, but then I think she showed up and put up some of her best numbers. So,
it was
don't
alleged.
So she might have rehabbed like super quick, or maybe it wasn't as bad as she
Hmm.
thought. I don't know.
Carlina looks really good. She just dunked 238. It was really hard, but I feel like she can. I
She
feel like she
she
can drop.
grinds like that though. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Yep. If the squat looks easy, it's nowhere near her max. Like Carlina just falls out of the sky and just fights.
Yeah, she didn't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Scrappy.
she's a beast. And the deadlifts are crazy too. She like barely takes a second to touch the bar. As soon as her
Yeah.
hand touches it, she just attacks.
She
She's very
grinds
fun.
there too though. Like she'll pull a really grindy second and go up like 12 kilos and get it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, it's all grit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be a situation where like Cranon either decides to pull like whatever number it is. It might be crazy to try and beat her, and then it's up to Cranon. Her technique has been getting a lot better, and her pull is progressing fast. So never know, but Carlina's very solid.
Brandon's pretty safe looking in second as well. Like so she'll probably be safe to just fucking send it.
Yeah, because she could probably pull like 240 something on her second, and then just go from there. And I doubt
Yeah.
anyone's making that ground up.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah, sometimes when Crandon squats stuff too, it looks super easy. So I'm sure Joey's looking at this year and he's like, Agata's not here. Like, let's go crazy. So
Yeah.
just, if she's healthy, I'm sure they'll be pushing it. It might be closer than it seems. But
Yeah.
yeah, Carlene is a beast, and I do have Carlina winning this one.
It's pretty weird not seeing Jess in the 76s.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Is
kind of
this
like,
is her first Worlds at 84, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Carlina will take it for sure, but I think Cranon won't be too far, and she might just load. Yeah, she probably will just load what she needs, just because screw it.
yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Uh, actually, I don't know. So what is the world record for the 76s? Did Agata do something to it?
It's like 615 or something. It's not crazy.
So Crandon's other goal might be to make sure she hits that 95% as well.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah,
true.
true.
So I don't know. I'm terrible at math. So
Her
if
record is 616, so she needs 585.
Oh, so yeah, maybe they'll try and wrap it up on second. I mean, that's obviously a great day if she can do that, but
I just saw she squatted 222 in training, I think. So that's like a 5 kilo increase on her comp squat.
yeah. So even if she hits
Yeah.
that alone and then matches bench and just takes like 245 or whatever on the second, she should solidify that Sheffield spot. And
Yeah.
then,
The thing is, don't they take the highest percentage of the world record?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So it might not be smart for her to just like try to chase Carlina. She might,
No, she probably needs to hit the world record
yeah.
or
yeah,
win.
yeah, I guess then they'll just see if Carlina just like Carlina also won't load a world record squat. There's no need. That's money at Sheffield. So yeah, she won't miss. I don't think she's gonna miss anything.
Do you think she cares though?
I mean,
Well,
what's
the
point
squat,
five?
the world record squat's 231. She just did 238 in training. She
Yeah.
could literally just triple it, like 231.5.
Maybe. Yeah.
So,
I don't fully recall her training. Like I'm sure she can do it. I'm sure she might even smash it, but I think she's had like she usually does very big stuff in the gym. I don't know
yeah.
if the fall off is usually there or not,
Yeah.
but anyway, she can do that for sure. And like what is a point 0.5 kilos when you just attack the bar like that anyway?
Yeah, she doesn't care what's on the bar. It's gonna be a fight regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, I think also she's the only one in that weight class that's anywhere near that squat record, so she can just chip it like twice a year if she's like feeling healthy, and then that's pretty cool. Just slowly
Yeah.
but surely bring your world record up.
Yeah, it's a lot of deadlifters in that class, not a lot of big squatters by the looks of it.
Nope.
Yeah, there's no one even near her in the other weight classes that could even get there unless Amanda decides to cut down.
Well, even in the 16th, yeah, if Amanda cut down, that would be crazy. And then they meet there.
Yeah.
Like that's where I get to go. Well, even like Carola Gara can squat 225, so she would have the second best squat in 76s. Like she's near the
Oh,
world
okay, yeah,
record.
you're right. I forgot about Koligar. Yeah, she's not
Jess
small.
squatted something pretty big at 76, 222, maybe?
I think 216 or something, wasn't it? Or no, was it more?
I think it was more.
Oh,
I think
I
she's like
forgot.
220. Where's Jessica here?
I think
And I
Jess
think
squatted 220s, right? Yeah.
so the gap in the 76s from third to fourth is decent. So I have the podium exactly how it's listed here. What about you guys?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Sounds good. Uh, well, let's move over to the 105s. This is another cool class to watch. Um, we have Anthony McNaughton, who's going to do something unreal, but he does have a lot of really good lifters surrounding him. It's just that like what he's doing in the 105s is kind of like it's absurd. So even though all the people around him, like we had him on the podcast, we were telling him like these guys are world champs, like and he's being very humble about it, but it's like he has such a crazy stacked class and he's still like ranked levels ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with Waskar dropping out and then Keenan coming is the biggest stir up in this class, obviously, right? Because Keenan's now going to push him a little bit heavier than he probably wanted to go, but I think he's still pretty comfy based on how he was looking.
Yeah. I messaged him because he hasn't been posting anything crazy. I think it's more like hush hush, I think. I don't know, maybe he has and it's never seen. But he said he feels good, so it's not like he's hurt or anything, or like not doing well, like post quick turnaround and massive total. So we should see a really good Anthony there. And yeah, he has to come ready though, because Keenan is strong, and Keenan has something to prove too, because Keenan was saying a lot of things about like what he's gonna total and like all this crazy stuff, and Keenan probably is like, okay, I have another shot to prove what I was saying, So we're gonna see something crazy out of him. And
Yep.
then for Anatoly, I think it's just like seeing how his deadlift shows up because we already know he's gonna break that squat record, and the bench is pretty consistent, like 230 or so for him. So if he can figure out like the deadlift, get the deadlift up a bit, then he's pacing extremely high too.
I think he has pulled something pretty big, but I think he's been kind of hurt the last few meets. He doesn't
Yeah,
really post a lot though. so I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. I
He does a
think
lot of rep
Ash,
stuff, so it's hard to kind of extrapolate what he's doing. Like he just pulled
Yeah,
15 for 7.
he
Yeah.
pulled 315 for 7.
yeah.
Yeah.
He always does that kind of stuff though. Like his like top sets for a long time on squat were like 300 for 10.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he just like runs
Yeah, like
volume
he
and then he just
squatted 315
attacks.
for 5.
Well, if he could pull 315 for 7, I would most definitely think he can pull more than his nominated 340. All right, I fucking hope so.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think this is always how he trains. Yeah, here he is pulling 300 for 8. And yeah, like
he
315
should
squat for 5.
he should be better than 340 for sure, but I think for some people like that translates very differently, right? Because he's
Yeah.
like a shorter armed like sumo puller. So it's a little different, I think, for him. But he
I
should
Yeah,
guess.
for him, it's more of like a leverage and a grip thing, right? Like he just kind of runs into himself. Like he's super strong. He's just like can't really get through.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. When it starts moving slow, that's where it's the problem for him. But he will I think he'll pull more than 340. So
Yeah, he does some crazy sets here for that. Like, yeah, here's 322 for 5 on pulls.
Damn.
Yeah. 330 for 4 on squat.
Jesus.
Wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his squat is not just high bar too, right?
yeah. And his
No,
his
it's a good
squats
set.
like look well it's like a mid kind of bar. Like it's higher, right?
It's definitely not like a French low bar, but I think it's like a yeah, a mid
Yeah.
low bar.
Also, like he's so jacked and has these crazy traps, so it probably like the illusion of it and how upright he is, like it makes it look even more crazy. Maybe
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what you're remembering. But yeah, this would be a very cool one to watch. We have ranked number 6, a Canadian, Walter. I'm excited for Walter.
Crazy
Um,
wall, man.
has he posted anything
He
like I
pulled
don't know?
370 the other day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. His training has been going good. I think today he might have his last big squat. So
Yeah.
but yeah, the 370 was
Walter's
good.
always ready. But they're like that the little pack there below, like Coco, Emil, Walter, and Regan, I think is gonna be quite the battle between all of
Yeah, yeah,
them. Yeah.
yeah. Those are all crazy, crazy guys. Like can put up a big total. And Regan, I think, just benched 247 in the gym, which is and his nominated is 220.
Damn. Oh,
So
Dylan Sanchez too, or Sanchez Dylan, sorry. He might try and pull probably the like all-time world record too, right?
Yeah.
yep. And then Nonzo's gonna come in like the next day and try and pull even
Yeah.
more. It's
And then
actually
Jesus the next day.
yeah.
The thing is,
Wow.
like, I don't know. Do you think, like, I don't think Dylan Sanchez or Sanchez Dylan is battle for the podium, so he could just like
No,
really
no.
send it. I think if
Yeah.
Nonzo messes up, then he loses his world title.
Yeah.
Jesus, I think it's like,
Sanchez pulled that 400 really easy too, if I'm remembering right.
yeah, it was 405. Yeah, he ripped it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna pull the world. And also, I don't know. So he is pretty far away from like that other pack of lifters, but those guys are all in a battle. Like the top, like what is it, 7? So
Yeah.
if any of them start missing, like he could also just be, like 420 gets me in there. Let's
Yeah.
close it.
Well, he's in the B group. That's the problem.
Oh, he's 9. Dang.
No, I think he made it in the A group. Bolter was saying, I think for some reason.
Wait, what?
Oh
He's
yeah, he
nominated
is.
ninth
Yeah,
though.
he is.
I think, yeah, I
It
think
says
they have
A.
10 in there or something. I don't know.
It's just 9. But
That's
yeah,
Was
weird.
it 9?
Is
Yeah,
that the only class like that?
I
I'm,
think so.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. It says it there, like it's confirmed that he's in the A group.
That's really weird.
They just wanted to have that world record on the live stream, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, the 120s. There's 9,
What do
and
you guys think? Oh, okay, I
oh, the
see it.
supers there's 8 again. That's weird.
What were you saying, Kyle?
I was asking where you guys see like what group he's in, but I see
Oh
it.
yeah, the
Yeah,
far right.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll give my predictions. I have them falling exactly how it's listed. I think do you guys agree? Like in the top 3 at least?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
The only
Yeah, I don't think
question
Coco or Emil can reach for the podium if all 3 of those guys have a good day.
no, I don't think so. They'd have to have a bad, yeah. Assuming everyone has a good day, I don't think so. The one thing is how much will Keenan be able to do, and how high will Anthony need to be pushed?
I don't follow Keenan, but I don't. In my head, I don't see him doing a lot more than like 960. Do you guys?
Mm, maybe like 965 or something, but that's also a good amount over like the world's record. So that kind of sucks for Anthony.
Yeah, but Anthony's a dog.
And yeah, it doesn't really suck if
And
you recall
Anthony doesn't
that.
give a shit about 965.
Yeah,
Oh, but like if their record stayed at like 940, I feel like that'd be a pretty much like Anthony's a shoe in to win Sheffield.
Yeah,
But I think this will push it.
but he still might be though, because like say he
I
has to
really think he's gonna
total
be.
965 and he just totals a grand at Sheffield. Like, oh whoa, like he's like, we're done.
But I think even if it's just not like just that, breaking it by 30 whatever kilos, I think he's still other people could potentially sneak in there then. But yeah.
Maybe. I still think he'll be the favorite, but yeah, of course. And also, like, it's not guaranteed he can total 1,000, even though it did look like he's on that path. But
Yeah.
No, I think
He
he's.
didn't total that 958, like missing his third pull, right? Like wasn't he trying to pull 370 something? Or no?
I don't recall. I thought he just loaded it. Actually, no, he might have. I don't know. Anyway,
Keenan?
Keenan Lee, yeah,
Yeah, I think maybe he did miss a poll, but is that not his best total?
that's his best,
It
I
is
think.
his best total, but he has pulled 377 before.
Okay, so he's at 968.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if Anthony's just rolling and making lifts, I don't think Keenan can
But
really get
Keenan
him.
squatted 365 before too. Like if he puts together his best lifts, like I think Keenan could potentially do like 970, low 970s, but I think Anthony could
Yeah,
easily do that.
Anthony dog walked that
Yeah.
979.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Anthony's safe for sure. It just depends how much will he need to do. It's kind of like the Joe thing. But I think it's more. I'm actually more confident in Anthony than
Oh yeah,
Joe.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Trevor, think about that.
Yeah, yeah, Trevor. What do you think? Is it more
Who's more
like
safe, Anthony or Joe?
who's more what?
Who's more safe? Like how far Joe is ahead of Ade or how far Anthony's ahead of Keenan?
Mm, I think Anthony's more safe.
oh,
So you believe in Ade?
you
No, I just
convinced
believe in
him?
Anthony a lot. Well, like Joe's meat was hard as shit. It was a super meat,
Yeah.
and he's got probably 20 kilos of room. Where Anthony like went for a walk in the park, hit 980. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually looking if Anatoly doesn't have an amazing day. Emil Norling's total is with a 360 pull, and Emil can pull the world. Emil can pull 375, 380.
Yeah, I think Emil's totaled like 930 before, but I feel like he hasn't been able to like get back to that in a bit.
Yeah, but I like Emil, so I'm going to say he's coming third.
Yeah. I think at
He's
Euros, I
third.
watched it. Euros was actually a really cool battle between those guys. It was like Emil, Coco, and who else? I think Regan was also there for that one. Emil's deadlift was like kind of controversial. Like he kind of like locked it out, but got called on it being soft, and then Coco won.
Emil looks pretty soft when he pulls, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm
That
going to go Anthony, Keenan, and then Emil.
that class is about to have some crazy deadlifts too.
Yeah.
All of them, just like multiple over 370 pulls, just boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Even over 380.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, there's six people that'll be over 370, and then Sanchez Dillon gonna pull like over 400 kilos.
Ridiculous.
Walter might give 400 a little tug. Why not?
I think 380 would be friggin' sick. 385.
Well, just load four.
I think he'll just load whatever he needs for like the placing. Even
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
yeah. But it will be a lot for sure. And plus now he can show them I just pulled 370 and that was like with fatigue.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I feel like Walter's always ready for that big pull.
yeah. Okay. Kyle, do you want to talk a little bit about the 84 kilo class on the women's side?
Sure. So we got Amanda Lawrence, who's been the queen of the 84s for a while. I feel like she's 44 kilos ahead on nominated total. And we have this girl from Great Britain. I don't know if you guys know her, Ziana. I'm not familiar with her. And then we got Jess from Canada, first time in the 84s. I think her training looks pretty good too, based on what I've seen.
I think Jess Sterling is really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she has a really good shot at that 500 squat finally,
Yeah, that would be sick.
from what I'm seeing. Luke, are
Yeah,
you looking up that Ziana girl?
yeah. I was having a look at her.
What's the deal there?
She's good. She's gonna pull a lot. She could honestly, the world record is Amanda's at 269, right? For the deadlift.
Yep.
So she could have a shot at that for sure. She's a good puller. And Jess as well, right? Like Jess has pulled a crazy amount. We're gonna see some really big pulls from this entire class. The one thing I would say for Jess is like I don't know exactly how serious it was, but she had a good last or one of her bigger last sessions, and then she said her knee, I believe it got hurt and aggravated, or maybe it was her back.
She said it was her back, but then she said, "Never mind, it's fine. I don't care."
Oh, okay. Oh, she's like, whatever. Who
Yeah.
cares? It's
Yeah, I
just the
saw that
back.
too. Yeah, I think she said she tweaked her back a little bit, but then she was still like pulling, and then I think she did another heavy session after. It was
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good. Yeah, she could put up 225 plus on the squat. Her squats are moving really good, so and the
Her
bench,
bench too.
yeah, the bench is looking a lot better. So, well,
Yeah,
I
maybe
think
Jess could probably hit her first 600. I think
yeah.
she's done 585, 76, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I think for that total, that's when she pulled like the massive deadlift, though, right? What did she pull for that?
I don't think so. I think it was the one she had her biggest squat.
I think for that total, she pulled 261 because I think at that time that was like the heaviest female deadlift in IPF history when she did that. I think it was
Yeah.
261. I think
I
that's what
don't.
got
I
her.
don't think it was that total. I think she did 585 at another meet against Agata for Agata one.
I think yeah, I was there. It was the South Africa one. She did 218.5 squat, 105 bench, and then she pulled 261 to get that 585.
Yeah. Well, I think if she
Oh, the
wants to
next
get
year she did 580. Sorry, that's what I was thinking of.
yeah, if she wants to hit that 600 total range, it'll be probably like 225, 110 plus, and then 265 or so.
I
So,
think she squat 227, and I think she's benched like 112 pretty easy in the gym.
oh, did she?
I
Dang.
think, yeah.
I know it's been going better, but I recall like one of her previous meets, she had a good prep, and then I don't remember if she had cut, but she also was going for the bench PR and then didn't get it, is what I thought I remembered. But
I don't think
anyways,
she peaked for that or anything. I think she was just kind of chilling, wasn't she?
possibly, yeah.
I think.
I think for a bit she was, yeah, just kind of just just training, nothing
Yeah.
ridiculous. But she is heating up and she looks good. Uh, she probably has third solidified, which is really nice. Second will probably be a bit of a reach, but if she does hit 600, then it's possible for sure.
Do you think Ziana's made good progress on 600?
I don't know how good the progress has been, but I think she's going to be able to put that up again. Like her totals paced from like 580s into the sixes, so
Yeah.
like even if she's at 605 or something. But I do think maybe I'm wrong. Like you were saying a few things about Jess's training I didn't know, so maybe she will put up that 600. And also they're both going to be like I was saying, like Ziana might try and pull after Amanda or take that world record, and then
Yeah.
that leaves Jess's opportunity for second.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen any crazy pulls from Jess, but Jess is also like someone who can just she's pulling conventional, just get hyped up. I think she like slaps herself and goes out and then just pulls it.
Yeah, I was gonna say if she comes out for a third and she's got the handprint from the chalk on her face, she's pulling it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all that matters.
and then does like the windmill arm thing, and it's over.
Yeah, it's done. Everybody else is gone.
Wrap. Yep. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty straightforward, I think, for that class. It's nice to see so many Canadians in Flight A.
Yeah, Canadian women, especially,
Yeah, they're carrying.
kick ass.
Yep.
Boys need to catch up.
I think we have a bunch of Canadian women in contention for podium, but I think the
Yeah.
men's side, I think we like all of them made A group. I'm pretty sure, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we all did. All right. So everyone has the podium just kind of how it is, or do you guys think Jess will come second?
I think Jess comes second. I believe in it.
I'll go with that too. Yeah. I mean, that's what I would like to happen. So
Well, I gotta support someone, so yeah. I was just looking. The other girls' training looks really solid though too, but I think Jess could have a sick day. But yeah,
yeah.
I think she could do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we never seen her like peak and well like at 84 and go crazy. She even like cuts, I think, a good amount for most 76 meets and then shows up just as strong as training. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll see a big uptake and we'll see
Isn't
something.
she's working with a new coach, right? Like, isn't she with Mike T now? Could be wrong, but
I think so, yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Yeah, they're in a good spot, like a new coach, like a different look, and like not cutting like crazy. So yeah, the rebirth of Jess. She's gonna come for Amanda. Everyone's talking about Agatha. It's it's Jess. Okay, so we can move over to the 120 kilogram men's class. So nominated first, we have Nonzo Chinye. He is a baby, so that's gonna be cool. A baby who's probably have to pull a new world record, open world record. He's 20 years old, which is pretty crazy. Then we have Etienne in second, and then Devin Williams nominated third. Dev is also looking really good. I think they're all looking great in their training. Who are you guys most excited to see here?
I
I
think
think this
all of them.
class
I
is
think that
all
this
really
is
tight.
this is just like the 93s, to be honest, because Dev's best total, I think, is 965.
Yeah,
So we have the top three guys are all within 7 keys. And I believe Etienne's total is from last Worlds.
yeah. So they did a little group podcast together, and Etienne seemed pretty confident. He wasn't really talking numbers, but I think he did say like 980 minimum, I believe.
Yeah. Etienne is a freak. I don't know if you guys have seen that guy. It
Yeah,
doesn't really make any sense.
he doesn't look real. His arms are like
No.
long but huge.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
way he deadlifts too, like he just grabs the bar like
Yeah,
super wide conventional stance and just
it picks
stands
it
up.
up.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. He just stands up like actually.
yeah. Actually, I don't know if you guys seen Dev has a YouTube channel where he's doing like a Road to Worlds thing. I've been
Mm,
watching some of them. They're pretty funny. Like they're all mic'd up and it's just like him talk like shit talking at the gym, whatever.
yeah.
And I think he just pulled 370 in the gym, which looked like pretty decent.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
think he's pulled 375 in a meet. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. And I think he squatted around 340 as well.
Yeah, and he squatted 310, but like all like he was even saying he's like all his squats kind of move like shit. Like they all move the same. Like
Yeah,
he does
he's
more
just
than
not like built good for it, but when he
yeah,
tapers, he's okay.
yeah. Yeah, the bench looks good. Like he's looking like he could bench 600, which is
Yeah,
wild.
his bench looks nuts.
Yeah. Nonzo also looks really good too. Like I think he pulled 405 in training. It looked like pretty
Yeah.
casual.
Yeah. Yeah, Nonzo's poll was really good. I think the banter or the shit talk they've been saying is like Devin's like get ready to pull like the world and Nonzo's like I will be. Dev says he's gonna bench 600, which is crazy. Um yeah, it's gonna be tight. Like it is very similar to the 93s. I think it could be a complete toss up either way.
But even these guys in like fifth, sixth, seventh, like I think Bryce is probably like he looks like Bryce could do probably 930 or so. But Joseph McDonald is also a freak. I don't know if you guys have seen that guy.
I
He's
have
like
not.
22 from Trinidad. I could see him being in like the 940s as well.
Also Mo, right? What's his name? Like Mohid Abdul Suleiman.
Oh, Bill, yeah, yeah, he's really strong too. I don't know, has he filled out 120 yet, or is he still just?
I don't think so, but he's literally like just straight muscle. It makes no sense. Like as a
I
one,
know it doesn't make
he's
any
still
sense. And
yeah,
his training always kind of looks like crap, and then
yeah,
somehow he told 930.
yeah.
Like he'll squat 300 in the gym, and it looks like death, and he squats 345. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of his squat works like around 300 flat, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah,
340.
it's nuts. Yeah. I think Bryce looks really good though, especially his squat looks really good. I could see him squatting like 340.
Yeah, that's what I have Bryce squatting in my mind.
Yeah,
And the deadlift, what's the current deadlift record before before Nonzo does anything?
Or he's actually just posted, I was just saying
396. I
on
think.
What do he post?
325 squat. Looked decent, but I think not as fast as the other one that I saw. And then he pulled 360 in this, I think.
Yeah, his pull also looks really good. Like back to old Bryce good.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a super meet for Bryce. Bryce is gonna put up something crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see him in the 930s, I think. You give him like 12 on the squat, maybe like 10 on the bench. Or not 10 on the bench, sorry, 10 on the pull.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that pull was
250.
nice. I think his pulls normally peak really good too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even at that Nats and PEI, it was on.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
normally just does like a 350 something and then he's ready for whatever, 375.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one's hard to say because like you add up their best numbers. I think Dev has like the biggest possible total, but Nonzo's so young and pulls a billion. I don't know. Etienne also pulls a billion.
Yeah, I
Dev,
think
Dev's gonna have to put up a big subtotal,
yeah.
like really big.
Yeah.
I think Nonzo's probably the favorite to win just because he has the final say and will probably put a little bit more on his total. It's hard to say if Dev will be at that like 340 squat.
Yeah, he squatted like 320, didn't he? And it looked okay.
I've only seen it 310, and they all like I said, all his squats just kind of
Good.
look the
Yeah,
same.
because I think Dev has totaled like 965, but with a much smaller bench, I believe.
Yeah. Well, Dev's also in a position like he going into PA Nats, it wasn't like a good time for him. Like lots of stuff was going on. And now he has like all this time. Well, not all this time, but he has lots of time being more locked in and having all of his food. Like he doesn't sit very heavy, and now he's actually on top of everything. So, yeah, he could do something pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to look this
Yeah,
up
Dev's
now.
best total was at Rally, I think, with 960.
960,
And
yeah.
he did 340, 255, 365. So I think he'll definitely bench like he could bench 7.5 more, and he's already pulled 7.5 more in the gym. So that's like 970. Just like will he be at that 340 squat?
Yeah, I think he's gonna need more than 970.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because if Nonzo does say he goes up by 2.5 on squat or bench, and then keeps the other the same and pulls like 410, that's like 975 or something.
Yeah.
I
He
think
can pull more.
he would have to make Nonzo pull like 420 for me to say there's a fair chance he wouldn't get it. Or
Yeah.
even then, fuck, I don't know.
What do you think ETN can pull? Because he could probably pull 400 kilos
So
too.
when he pulled that 396 last year, he pulled it on his second, and he got called for something dumb, and then he pulled it again on his third.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he can also pull a lot.
Do you know what he's done this prep so far?
I don't think he really posts a lot.
Well, he's very confident, so I'm assuming his subtotal probably went up a good amount.
Yeah, oh, here we
Like,
go. Etienne.
He said 953, 10 weeks out with a pause squat,
what do you squat?
342 paused,
Oh yeah, that's just under his best.
225 bench. Looks so.
Oh,
And then he doubled, what the heck is 383?
Oh, what? He pause squatted 345
Yeah. Yeah, so
a month
ETN
ago.
could come in really good shape too.
Damn.
yeah, because he could be up like probably at least 10 on his squat then. Like 355 and say he does bench like 225 and then he'll pull to beat Dev and then it's up to Nonzo.
What bench did you say? What do you think he could
Two
bench?
225 or so?
Yeah.
355,
Yeah, so he could be
225.
like 980 plus for sure. Damn.
That's what he's talking about. I'm sure that's close to his split he's imagining.
If he could, I could see that being the number to win.
But Nonzo would still be able to, pull like what 415 and hit that. I mean, 415 is
Yeah, but
crazy.
Etienne also pulled a lot though, right? Like,
Yeah. Well, Etienne's
Thing with
gonna go
Nonzo though,
first.
I know his deadlift is definitely stronger, but remember before he did this recent meet when he pulled 405, I think is that what he pulled? 400.
yeah,
Before that, he missed, I think, 400 plus like a couple times in meets, right? Like when he was against Tony Clay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it depends too, like after like a big squat and how the bench goes, how his pull shows up. But I think I'm still gonna
So
have to go with Nonzo.
there's a post from last year before Worlds of Etienne squatting 345, and it almost took his life. Like it was ridiculous. And now he's pause squatting it, and it's easy. And
Yeah,
he's dominated with a 345 squat. That could be a 365 squat.
yeah.
Plus his
Yeah.
pull, and he's made some improvements on the bench.
Damn.
So
I'm
who
kind
do
of
you
liking
guys have?
Etienne.
I feel like I'm still probably gonna pick Nonzo just because of the big weapon deadlift. But
I think I'm gonna go Etienne, and then I'm gonna go Dev, and I'm gonna go Nonzo because Nonzo's gonna miss.
Yeah, that makes sense. That could definitely happen because Nonzo's either winning or yeah, third or fourth.
Yeah,
Probably just third because Nonzo will probably pull a billion on his second too. So,
yeah,
but yeah, and I'm liking Bryce's odds. His training's looking crazy.
yeah. It has looked really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
he could
excited
probably
to.
get into that top five.
Yep.
I feel like it's tough because I know I heard that Joseph McDonald kid is crazy strong, the guy from Trinidad.
Yeah, he is. I don't see him hitting like 970 or something though.
No, but
He might do like 950.
you guys know anything about the Mohammed guy from Algeria?
Huge squat, and but I think his pull is weird.
He's the high bar squatter, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
huge, ridiculous squat. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. He's sick.
I just don't think he like pulls enough to even really be in the conversation with the other guys, right? Like he's only pulling 335.
Yeah.
Like in the A flight, he'll be the first one done deadlifting, and then everyone else goes.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So I think we all gave our podiums then.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Uh, let's go over to the 84 plus women. So Canada is nominated second with Brittany Schlater. I'm very excited for
Mhm.
Brittany. Like, I think that's probably one of the most hype, um, or the person I'm most excited to see. Like, her
Yeah.
training is just on one. Like, it's actually crazy what Britt's doing. But she's nominated second behind Sonita. Sonita, as everyone knows, is an absolute unit. She's probably going to break her own world record again on the squat. And the total difference is about 15 keys between the two, but you never know, like on the day. And then we have two Australian lifters in third and fourth, um, Lucienne and Natalie. One of them has the massive pull, 283, ridiculous. But Britt is also very close to that, so it's gonna be a fun session. Who are you guys most excited to see? I'm sure it might be Britt.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Britt. I think Britt's gonna put up a very big no PR looking at her training.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Britt looks pretty crazy right now. I might have to start doing the heavy squat walkouts. You guys haven't seen those? She said those help like a
Yeah.
ton.
I don't know how like I wanted to ask, and I don't think she commented. How much is she loading? Like
I know she
three?
did. I know she did 300, but that was like a while ago.
There may be more now, like 310.
Probably, yeah.
It honestly does look like it's helping though. Like she looks a lot more solid. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think for her, it's like mostly a confidence thing, is what you said. Like she always looked pretty solid under heavy load. I think it's just like a little mental thing where
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I've walked out with 20 kilos more than this, so like, why am I worried?" And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's what
I
she
remember
took.
she always was talking about how the walkouts felt hard, right? Like she was saying like the walkout was the hardest part of the squat. If she walked it out, she could squat it kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it'll be cool. She squatted 290 at Canadian Nationals, so up 2.5 over her. I think she squatted 290, yeah. So this must be
Yeah.
from Sheffield. Yeah, this is the Sheffield nominated total. So,
I think she's
oh,
gonna squat way more than that.
yeah.
Yeah, so
So
she squats like 295,
I think
300,
like I think like three.
300.
Yeah, I think she can squat three. It just depends what they end up loading.
I think the
But
290 was pretty chill, and it looks like she's made good progress. Like Britt used to squat friggin' 260 in the gym and squat 280.
yeah. Didn't
Yeah.
she
Right?
like
Like
SSB like 270 and like did all
something
those.
stupid, yeah. And her pull too. She pulled what 265 for a double and held it for like 20 minutes. And
Yeah.
then she pulled 275 like nothing.
Yeah. And that was their biggest thing for the grip, from what I remember when talking to her, was like, or for the deadlift was grip. They were all
Yeah.
like, okay, let's see, can we hold it? But yeah, she's held 260 for or 265 for a double, and those singles, 5 reds plus, like hitting the world record in the gym, just holding it. So
Yeah.
we know that we can trust in that pull to go after Sonita, and honestly, like the world record will be broken probably on her deadlift, and like if it gets broken again after, it is what it is. But I think Britt has a really good shot at the win.
Yeah, I think she does too. Like there's a on nominations, there's a 20 kilo gap there, but like I see Britt making that up pretty quick.
Yeah.
And Sunita's deadlifts too, right? Like she kind of had some issues locking out.
Yeah, like Sunita's deads are very hit and miss.
Yep.
You guys think
And
Sunita is gonna squat?
well, from the
Mm.
past few meets, they've kind of just gone out there swinging. Like I think she tried like I forget the number, but it was something crazy. Wasn't it like 328 or something that she tried?
I think 325 they loaded at
I think
Sheffield,
so,
and
yeah.
then she just did 318 at Euros just to get the 700 pound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's good for 320 plus for sure. Maybe even 325. They just can't miss. Like if she
No, they
misses the
can't miss
squat,
anything, yeah.
it's so over. It really depends too. Like I'm sure they're obviously scouting lots into Brittany's training, but it depends on if they're seeing how unreal it's going for her and
Yeah, I
how much
think
of a
Britt and Sunita are really good friends, so I'm sure they have a clue what's going on.
well, it's all on Instagram, so and like
Yeah.
they're definitely scouting. But yeah, it just depends, I guess.
More
Like
Sunita, I was just looking. I don't really see that much training from her, so we don't really know what
No,
she.
she doesn't post a ton really,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm on Team Britt. She looks nuts.
yeah, I'm on Team Brit too, of course. I think for Sonita, like she doesn't even really need like to get that much stronger to put up the big total. I think it's just putting it all together on a
Yeah.
good day. So we'll see. But Brit pulled 280 at Nats, right?
Yeah.
And that was pretty easy too. So she's up over that nominated total. She hit 720 kilos, I think, or more, 725. So or 720. I think she missed a bench, but yeah, she's had a lot of time now. She's in a good spot.
I think she's confident too, which is a big thing for Brett too.
Yep.
Like she seems pretty hyped up for this. So.
Yeah, Britt's in a great spot. I'm I'm very excited to watch this one.
yeah. I was just looking up what she did at Nats. She did do 720, and that's with 290 squat, and then yeah, she just missed the third bench, and then 280 pull. So I think she's gonna be quite a bit up on the squat, probably some room on the deadlift, and then she just needs to take a conservative third bench, and she'll be way over that 720.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really putting pressure on Sunita too, because Sunita, the pulls are her biggest weakness, and then Britt can just pull. I mean, they're gonna they bet. I hope they load whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess you guys both have Britt in first for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Brett.
Yeah.
Yep. Me too. Do you think it'll be over like 730, the total? 740?
Yeah. It's probably gonna be like 740 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be sick. Oh, we actually have two Canadians. I forgot.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's Mackenzie as well.
Yeah, yeah. And Mackenzie again, like we talked about her, I think on like three or four
Yeah.
podcasts. And now you guys can see like she's nominated seventh in the world on nominations.
And I
So
think her best total is like 650 or something.
Yeah, six
Like,
45 or 650. So yeah, she could be top five too.
yeah.
So go Canada, let's go.
You guys know because so Bonica is back. Do you guys know what her training looks like or no?
uh, I don't think she can hang with
No, I
Red.
don't mean for the top spot anymore. I just mean like if Mackenzie can slide, try to get into maybe a top 5 spot.
Well, maybe.
I think she's good. Well, yeah, she already has like with her best total, she should be six, and then it just depends on everyone else's day. Like the big pull too, like the girl that has the big pull. We just have to see how it goes and if they're
Yeah.
looking for the positioning, so she can probably just slip in there.
Yeah, I
But
don't see any training on Monica's page either. So
Yeah, I'm not sure that puts anything.
yeah,
yeah, and Mackenzie will pull more. I think Mackenzie's gonna be over Bonica, but okay. So we can move on to the last class of this wonderful discussion, the 120 pluses on the men's side. Trevor, since you're one of them, why don't you break this down for us?
I don't have a fucking clue who any of these guys are.
What? You're lying. I was about
So
to say.
there's Jesus Oliveras, who's I think he's won 4 in a row now. Looks like he's going to win 5. He's nominated with 1112.5. His best total is 1152.5. Then we have Teamer in second. His best total is 1087, but last year he did a death cut and tried to be a 120 and then gave up, and now he's back. So it's kind of hard to say where he is. It looks like he could still do like over a grand
Yeah.
as of like recently, but
we gotta talk about Teamer's training though. The,
yeah, it's
like
fucking
30 singles at like what did he pull for like
no. He was doing 100 singles
yeah.
for
No,
a
but
while.
he's tapered down the amount of singles. So
Tapered
now
to
he
30.
think it was 390 for 9 or 6 singles, and single number two was like at a billion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Dude.
Yeah, he
special.
did 380 for 11 sets or 11 singles,
Yeah.
and then 390 for 6.5. So he legit like went to failure on a 390 kilo deadlift.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's ready in case they give him that fourth attempt, just randomly.
Yeah,
But
and then third we have AJ Sharma from Britain, who's another really strong guy. He was in like the 950s for a while, and then at what do they call it in Britain? Selections or whatever. I don't know. He popped off and he hit 1,001 kilos with a 403 squat, 235 bench, and a 362.5 pull.
Is he the one?
yeah,
Is he from India or something like that?
Yeah, so last year he is from India, but he lives in Britain. I think he's like a dual citizen.
Okay, because I
And
think I just
last
saw a post
year,
from him doing something crazy.
yeah.
yeah, last year he didn't make Team Great Britain, and then he switched and was on the Team India. But then Team India got banned because they had too many people pop.
Drugs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Too many failures.
yeah,
His training does look really good because he did a 400 squat and I think he
yeah,
did 230 or 232 bench and then he pulled eight. And the eight was actually really good. And he was like, he did the
yeah,
Gustav stare into the camera.
yeah. He's really strong.
The squat was actually really solid too. Like he looks like he had room on the squat.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's probably pretty safe for in third. There's St. Kochak too. He's total over a grand, but he's kind of all over the place. He's very hit or miss. And I
Yeah.
don't know anything about the Chinese Taipei lifter.
What about this Eric guy? Have you heard of him?
Barrick Willis? No.
Very release. So yeah, Eric's nominated in six. We don't really know much about the Chinese Taipei lifter, so we don't know what kind of total he's going to put up on the world stage, but he's a 400 kilo squat, so
Yeah.
it looks pretty promising. But maybe depending on everyone's day, Eric can make his way up the rankings.
Eric will be in there for a bench medal, probably, right?
Yeah, he'll probably be second
Maybe third.
third.
Actually, no, he'll beat
Well,
Teamer.
no, because Teamer's not benching 256.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll beat
he's probably pretty secure in second.
Yeah.
Probably maybe a deadlift or no, probably not a deadlift medal. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
he
just bench.
hasn't posted any bench. There's no like 250 for 70 singles or anything.
No. Oh, there's a guy down in ninth with a 262 bench. And then there's another guy in 15th with a 250 bench.
15th
I think
with a
Eric should for
250
sure be good
bench.
for the upper 250s, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's usually like, he's always good for 250.
Yeah.
And then 255 or maybe 260.
Well, I think his bench has been going well. I mean, it has been for the last like year.
Well,
But
he was doing strongman. He did that
Mm.
show, and then I think he's just doing like a short prep for this. It looks like I don't know. Maybe he's just hiding everything, but you never know. Usually with Eric, the shittier he looks, the better he's gonna do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he hasn't posted a 600 squat at RPE 9 yet, so we don't know.
yeah, it might be over.
What do you guys think about Jesus? I feel like he's going pretty crazy in training right now. I don't
Yeah,
know
he
if you've
looked
seen any
good.
of his YouTube videos, but like he'll like
Yeah.
load like a 430 kilo deadlift, like take a swing at it, miss, and then drop and do like 415, two singles with that.
Bro, I don't know what he's doing. Like he's actually going to war in the gym.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's doing that. Like I know what you're talking about, Kyle. Like he literally so I think he PR'd like 390 for like 4 or 3 reps, but that was after he pulled like 410 and 430 and failed it. It's like
Yeah.
what
He did
he's
400
just
kilos for a triple after like trying to pull like I don't know, yeah, like 425 or 430. That makes no sense. I don't
I
know how
do
he handles
think
that.
yeah, I don't know how. Maybe like I don't know how much food he eats, but it must be a lot.
Yeah.
He's just like sitting there recovering. But he has a baby, so he must not be sleeping and all that as much as normal. But anyway, I do think Jesus might ball out. Like I think he's talked about it a while about like, oh, I might cut, or like I don't think he's like super serious about it, but he always talks about it like briefly, just for like health stuff. So I think he might just be like, you know what? I'm healthy. I feel good. He's waited a few times for Sheffield, and then it just didn't pan out. Like he might just ball out. I don't know what his plans are, but I could see that happening.
Yeah.
You guys think he can beat his previous best total?
Mm,
I don't know with this.
maybe by a little bit.
So what
It's
did
hard to say. It's just his friggin' pull.
I don't know though. He's doing so many singles with that. Like I feel like if like he tapers a little bit, like I feel like he should for sure be able to hit 410.
It's not the strength.
Yeah, but I mean clean. Like
All
he
the
did
other
he did
factors.
pretty
it
good.
would be so his best total is 1152 and a half.
Yeah, he'd have to squat like 470, bench 272, and pull like 410 plus.
I put like I put 460 and like 275 and 415, and that was like just chipped it. I don't know if like it's 1155.
Yeah, it seems like he's pushing the deadlift more than the squat, so he might take a lighter squat, like you said.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know if you would because his squat. I don't know. I think he, for a while he did some like body recomp stuff, and his squat was a little better before, but he still squats a grand pretty
didn't he
smooth.
only lost like a couple kilos though? I don't know what was going on there.
No, I don't know what he really did, but I do remember him talking about that, and then I remember his squat wasn't as like fluid as before. Like he kind of gets pitched forward and fights it. And if he does that, then his squat probably dips a lot. So or his
Yeah.
deadlift, sorry. Yeah. But that would be cool if he did that. I think it would make sense in a way too, because like he has a very hard shot at winning a Sheffield. Like what are you gonna do like over that total that you have, right? And
Yeah.
he definitely doesn't want his best total to have been then, and he's still in his prime, so he might be going
Yeah.
for it. I don't know.
I think if it's there, he's definitely gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't PR'd his total since the 2023 Sheffield, so I'm sure if he thinks he can, he will.
Yep. Yeah, his bench has been looking really good too. He hasn't posted a whole lot, but just like over the past like little like even like the last prep, his bench since that mishap at the other Sheffield, his bench is like seems like it got a lot better.
Yeah.
Because he would do big benches in the gym, but like
But
they
they were
were
always kind of sketchy.
yeah, he's just like throwing it into the rack kind of.
Yeah.
Now he's more methodical with it.
What has he done recently on bench? I haven't really seen that much bench training. I've just seen like the billion, like 900 plus pulls that he's done.
I think he's just done like some rep work with like 245, but I feel like he's like tripling it like fast. This is all off of memory, everyone. It's not for sure. So, but I think that that's pretty good. I don't think he can. I mean, he's pretty indestructible, but I can't imagine squatting a grand and then benching six, like, and pulling that in the same week. Like, I feel like your joints would be mad. So you might
Yeah.
just be saving it, you know?
Yeah. I
The
think the
more I'm
deadlift is
thinking
wild.
about
I
it,
think the amount of like 400 kilo plus pulls that he's done this prep is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I think hopefully he didn't like overdo it. I think he's gotten close to doing that before in like certain preps, but I think he's fine. He looks good. Like he's here now. Like this is about to happen. So he's probably fine.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
kind of
crazy.
thinking AJ might pull ahead of Teamer now that I'm thinking about it more.
Yeah. Do you think AJ has much more than just like a grand flat though?
You see like 10, 15, 10, 20. But I'm looking at Teamer's total and I'm looking at a 430 squat that's not even close and a 256 bench that's also not even in the ballpark right now.
Yeah, and even the deadlift, like
The
maybe
deadlift, like maybe he gets that 390, maybe, right?
maybe, yeah, but it's just like his deadlifts are kind of different right now.
Yeah. Like he squatted, I think I've seen like a 350 squat that looked okay. So maybe like 370. Bench, I have no idea. Have you guys seen any bench?
He did post like a few like a while ago when he was doing his a bunch of singles, like it was like a bunch of maybe singles or doubles at 205, but that's not anything noteworthy for him.
Maybe a 230 bench, and then let's just give him that 390. That's only 990.
Hmm. So he kind of needs IJ to miss. Or he actually has been lying and those are his back down singles and Teamer.
Yeah, maybe. It's probably actually going to be close between them, anyways.
Yeah.
Teamer might have to pull something big to try and pull out of him.
Well, Teamer could just open really heavy and then just do a bunch of heavy singles. He's used to it. So
Just yeah, I guess so.
open heavy and then make that guy pull with you.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I
I don't
guess
know.
yeah. That uh yeah, he's not gonna pull much over 365, so Teamer will be okay with the pull.
I
But
don't know. I believe in the teamer method. I think he's gonna come out and do something not that bad.
so do we know what his
Well,
body
I'm
weight
still
is?
talking about a grand. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
Yeah.
yeah,
AJ can do more. I think
So do
yeah.
we know what his body weight is? Because he used to do the body weight updates. Do we know?
135 or something.
Oh, so that's like what he got to during his cut. He hasn't like tried to go back
Probably
up.
gonna win the supers and GL points though.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, fuck, he'll kill everybody.
he's going to World Games, so
No, he won't beat Bob.
oh yeah. Hmm. Damn it.
Yeah, because AJ is like 160,
Can you imagine how sick that would be if because Bob's been in hibernation this whole time, just building for World Games, and Teamer
and
comes
then
in and
Teamer
beats
kills
him?
him.
Teamer could have been lying about his weight, and he's like 121 right now, and then he's about to be 120.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck, I don't know.
Okay. Well, anything that you think we didn't touch on in this whole recap? I guess we have to give our podium to for the 120 pluses. So do you have Teamer in third then, Trevor?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Teamer third.
Okay. What about you, Kyle?
I'm gonna go Jesus, Teamer in second, and then AJ.
Okay. I got Teamer, Jesus, and then AJ.
Let's go.
No, no, I got you can't. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Yeah, Jesus is just different, so we're going with him. Then I'll go Teamer in second.
All right. We're gonna do best lifter.
Oh fuck.
Joe Borenstein.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Yeah, Joe and Agatha.
Yeah, Joe and Agatha. It seems very simple. Agatha's a for sure, because even if Agatha went like 7 for 9, she'd probably be the best.
He just went
I
three
think
for.
Anthony's GL was also super high at PNats.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't touch Joe's currently. And then I guess no, he probably won't have to total more, and Joe might. Like he might not even match his GL from that other meet, Anthony, because he won't need to.
Actually, Joe's quite a bit ahead. You think
Well,
Joe
per
beats Austin?
yeah, he does right now, right?
Yeah.
It just depends, I guess, if Ade misses some squats and subtotal stuff, and then Joe's like, oh, we don't need a billion. That's the only way I think. And Perk would have to be going full hard mode, and I think Joe would have to do a little less.
Yeah, Perk would have to do like 850, and Joe would have to do like
Eight,
890.
nine.
Yeah.
But I do think it could be close. I just don't think I think for Joe it's just win, and for Perk it's like are we balling out that hard? So it's kind of like circumstantial.
Yeah.
Maybe by Sheffield it'll be cool. See who wins in GL.
Yeah, I think that's where Perk will ball out a bit more.
Yep. Yeah, he wants to get his super meet, so I mean he's had like a billion, but another one.
Yeah.
His like real super meet. But yeah, okay, so that's pretty much everything for the world's preview show, guys. Thanks for listening. Is there anything else?
Wait, wait. Who do you think's the worst lifter at Worlds?
Wow. This guy had his screen off. He comes back on just to talk shit. I'm not surprised. Well, I think one of the people with the nominated total of 75, like they have a very low GL, so we'll just go with that. I mean, I could beat those guys. Like, what are they doing? But I don't know who's the answer, Trevor. What's your answer for this?
Uh, Panna.
How mad are you actually now that this is over that Panna wasn't here, so you can't really say anything about
I
him?
know. There's no Panna. There's no Gavin Aiden. It was kind of boring for me.
Do you think any other podcast episode or podcasts spoke about Panna during their Worlds preview?
I'm sure if we listen to the KOTL one, Panna is not going. Panna will get mentioned. His name will come up probably 15 times.
No, okay, actually over under 4 times.
Over.
Over.
Holy crap.
When they're talking about the 66 and the 74 class.
And the 59s.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That's only 3, but okay, guys.
No, but his name will get brought up multiple times for each
I
weight
know.
class.
His name will get said 15 times.
Yeah, maybe how many times his name will get said, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all. Thank you guys for listening. If you Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, subscribe, leave a high rating and a comment and let us know if you think we're going to be wrong. But we're not wrong. When have we ever been wrong? Quite often. All right. Thanks guys. Thanks for listening and later Trevor and Kyle. Good work everyone.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.
Bye-bye.
I gotta go make beef.
Good.